Cool, Tyler Leblanc. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you being here, brother.
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, dude. So it's been forever. I mean, I know that we've met through passing friends for a long time.
Yeah.
But
world, you know?
yeah, dude. I mean, Delaware, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's a small world.
yeah.
If you don't know someone, they probably know the someone you know.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy. But and they're packing people into Delaware too. You know, it's
Yeah,
crazy
traffic.
these days. Yeah, it's
Traffic
wild. Yeah.
lets you know, because every time I take a turn, at least this whole week, it's just been standstill.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Construction, more people moving in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is Delaware ever not
But-
under construction?
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, that means there's growth. So
Yeah.
for small businesses like mine.
Yeah, dude. Like, but 95 and Route 1, I mean, both of them just, like, Route 1, like, going through, like, the end of it, like, through the mall and stuff.
Oh,
dude,
nightmare.
It's the worst.
There's never a day where it's free where you can just glide through.
Yeah. Yeah, even, like, you know, probably a decade ago now when I still live there, and I was working
Has
on...
it been that long?
Yeah, probably. Almost.
I know it's been 12 years for me.
Yeah. It's probably been, like, more like... well, I guess...
What year did you move out?
I don't know. It's regardless. But when I was working on Kirkwood Highway, I would always have to like go from Kirkwood Highway and then go like past the mall and like getting to that bottleneck where Route 1, dude, it was the worst. Honestly, it's like that was how I motivated myself to get to the gym for the first time. That's like when I was working out because there was a retro fitness that was on the corner of Kirkwood Highway right down from my work. So like I would rather like to me I was like, okay, I could either go sit in like 30 extra minutes of traffic or
go work
30
out.
minutes of a workout, and then when I drive home there's no traffic now, and then before I knew it I was just like just hooked and I was just been working out. Yeah, it worked. It really
Don't
did.
want to sit in traffic.
Yeah, I kind of miss that because now I don't have that same option, but I mean I can just come down here.
A couple steps that way.
Yeah, a couple
you're already
steps
at
that
the
way.
bench,
It's way
you know?
easier. Yeah.
There's traffic on the steps on the way down.
Yeah, just it's a complete jam down there. I can't today. Yeah. Well, speaking of Delaware, we have a Delaware trash can cleaning, right?
Yes, sir.
How is
crazy.
that, brother?
A learning curve.
Yeah.
It's I thought I was just cleaning trash cans, but it's turned into a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But it's working.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about, like right before we started, you know, I didn't even know this was a market.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, neither did I. I mean, I had no clue what I wanted to do out of high school. Like zero.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Went
grab
to
that
college.
mic. I'm sorry. You have to like pull that.
Yeah, closer to
I
me?
don't- Yeah, the audio might.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll
you can just.
scoot up.
Yeah, I know the table's a little tight too. Like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah.
Just like right here?
Yes. As soon as you just get all the way in there. Yeah.
This is actually an ASMR channel.
Yeah.
We need that mouth sound.
Yeah, just like the closest you can keep it to
All
you.
right.
That way, like the audio doesn't.
I mean, this is nice, though. This is...
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you got to do.
All right, there we go.
Get comfy, get cozy.
All right, I'm right up on it.
Yeah. So Delaware trash clean.
Yeah, I had no clue. Like, I graduated high school in 2012.
Yeah.
Went to college for 2.5 years, dropped out. It was like,
Nice.
this is horrible. Hated every minute of it. And I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I feel like everybody else had, like, a plan coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be an EMT. I want to be an engineer. I was like, I like living, you know. I'm
Yeah.
cool. Like, I didn't
Always been enthusiastic
know-
about being able to afford food.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know which direction I wanted to go in. And, like, I tried different things. I used to spray paint cars with removable paint. I don't know if you
A
remember.
Plastidip.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
and then it got to
Oh,
the
yeah.
point where it was past Plastidip. It was like, I'm
Vinyl
buying
wrapping.
like 5-gallon, like, liquid wrap
Oh,
jugs, and I would be wrapping cars. But that was tricky, too, because there was, like, a lot of regulation.
Mm.
And to go any further, you had to, like, invest $50K in, like, fire suppression booth and... you know, paint booth and all this stuff, and I was just doing it like wetting the floor, make sure everything's clean, spraying, mask on, suit, whatever. But it was fun. It was a learning experience. But then it wasn't really going anywhere. So I went to CarMax for 4 years just to get a job and like kind of get my money up, pay off debt, pay off the college debt that I had from the school that I dropped out of. And then just like in 2018, it was just like me on YouTube at night, and I found some dude cleaning trash cans in the street with a truck, and I'm like, at first I'm like, what is this? You know, because like everybody's down the YouTube wormhole at
That
night.
late
you know,
night
just looking
YouTube
around.
algorithm hits different.
Yeah, it did hit different, and it gave me this idea, and I looked around, I was like, well, no one does it here. So for like the next year and a half, it was like focus on just make sure I was debt free, and then getting enough money to invest in the trailer, which was the first one I bought, and it's just history from there. It was like got there in 2020, and then during 2020, you know, I worked at CarMax still. They furloughed me because of the whole COVID thing.
Right.
Gave me all the time in the world I needed to work on this. And then it got delivered in like March 2020. And it was just up from there. It was like I did like 8 weeks, both CarMax and cans. It was like CarMax 3 p.m. to midnight. And then I wake up at like 7 and then go out and try to clean as many as I could. Like,
Nice.
and get it out there because it was still new. Nobody knew anything about it.
Right.
Then it got to the point where it was too much where like...
Yeah, you're burning the candle at both ends at that point.
Yeah, I was like coming into CarMax as late as I could, pushing the limit, like trying to see
Yeah.
how far I could bend them until like... They basically brought me in the office like, you're either going to quit or we're just going to fire you. So
Yeah.
one or the other. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I guess it's time. So,
Yeah.
And I was at the break-even point at that point to cover like all my expenses for the business.
Nice.
And then I just told them, I was like, all right, peace. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of
fun.
working here anywhere. So
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy how it all happened, but
Yeah.
and then
it's wild.
ever since 2020, it's just been up from there. It's like
Yeah.
now that people know about it,
Right.
that was the biggest challenge, is like educating people
Yeah.
that it exists. And
Yeah.
like you said, you're like, well, I thought dirty trash cans are just a part of life. And
Yeah.
it is, but it's like
Yeah.
it's
Doesn't
also
have
crazy
to
to
be.
think like
yeah.
how many germs and like bacteria are living in there. It's disgusting.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten sick from cleaning cans, like
Oh, I bet.
you know, being that close to them
feel
all
like
the
it's
time. But
inevitable.
there's like
Yeah.
things living at the bottom. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen tons of maggots and everything
Dude.
crawling. Like,
Yeah.
some of
Run
them
into
are...
a raccoon or squirrel yet?
No, nothing alive.
Yeah,
I've
thank
ran into
God.
a few dead things at the bottom where like dead
Crawled
birds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Crawled in,
Crows.
couldn't get back out or something.
Or somebody just threw it in there. I don't know.
That's
or
true.
they didn't care. Like
Yeah.
it's funny. The things at the bottom of the can like just sit there forever. 'Cause,
Yes.
like you
Yeah.
put the bags in, it stacks up. They empty all the
Yep.
bags. They just toss it back to the street. They
Yeah.
don't care. And like yeah, you can rinse it out with your hose. And like I've had naysayers tell me, well, I just rinse it out with my hose all the time. I'm like, well, we have 180 degrees of hot water and
Yeah.
take all the dirty stuff with us. So
Yeah.
we're not just putting it in the street or the storm
Right.
drain.
Yeah.
That some people do, but yeah, it's been quite the adventure.
Yeah.
But now I've got the trailer. I've got a full size truck, a full time driver, training somebody else on side jobs like pressure washing, surface cleaning, soft washing, and yeah, it's been
Nice,
It's been
dude.
working. It's keeping
Yeah.
me busy. For
Hell
sure.
yeah. Yeah, no, I love that idea. And so I rented a house in Broomall, and for some reason in Broomall, PA, the squirrels out there are nuts, bro. I'm telling you, like they're
How ironic.
yeah. So the squirrels, we had like a nice like brute, like one of these kind of style like trash cans, ate right through the corner of the
Yeah.
lid.
They'll
Yeah.
eat the plastic
Yeah.
off the cans to get inside. Like,
Yeah, and then like when they got in, of course, they just went to town and they would just like rip everything up. And then, but because of our township that we lived in, the guys wouldn't like pick up the trash can and dump it in. They just open up the lid and they grab the bags out.
Ah,
and if there's a
gotcha.
rip in the bag, they don't touch it. They literally will not. They won't go any further. They'll just take whatever's like completely sealed up and then they'll throw that away.
Interesting.
So, and like, we're just dumbass kids, dude. So we're like, I'm not picking it up either. I was like, I'm not touching that.
I think the trash people would take the trash.
I
it's
know.
like-
And
Like
just
my
be like,
trash
"Bro,
company
can you
takes anything you throw in there, dude.
Yeah.
Rip bags or not, loose trash, they just dump the thing in there. and-
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're there for. It's
Yeah.
I guess
I-
it's
again,
also like what kind of truck they're running. If you can just take the can and
that is true.
yeah. And I think it's just like it's just a small township, and I think it was just kind of out of their wheelhouse to like go that far and like do that much of a service for the trash. So, but like for that to that point though, I mean, like we would have loved to have that
Yeah, yeah,
option
yeah.
to have someone to come around and clean the trash can. So and so I guess if it was full of like dirty trash and stuff, like you'd get rid of that too.
It depends. I mean, our hoppers, as you can see in that video right there, they collect stuff. It's just at some point, it's not like we can compact trash and like take it. Like we're not a waste
Yeah.
hauler, but like there's a ton of stuff that stacks up in there from just small stuff sitting at the bottom. If a bag rips or something,
Yeah.
it falls
yeah, I mean,
out.
it's one thing to have like all the stuff that's like mush at the bottom come
Yeah.
out and fall in there, but if like the can's half full of loose trash because the trash company didn't want to take it,
Yeah, then
A little
we'll.
different.
So I have the software that I use is super versatile and like customizable to like whatever business you have, whether it's cleaning trash cans or doing lawn care service or whatever you have. I can use that software to make custom alerts to people. So if my driver's out in the field and he comes to a can that's like full, he'll take a picture of it, upload it to their account, and then he fills out a form that I made. And it'll text the customer directly saying like, hey, we were unable to complete your cleaning because of excessive trash or because the cans weren't at the curb or whatever the case is.
Right.
But when there's excessive trash, it's usually because A, they filled out the form incorrectly where they didn't put the right trash day or something,
Yeah.
or the trash company was behind, which in Delaware, there's like 10 trash companies. It's like a battle right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say actually, because your trash company when you were living in Broomall wouldn't take it, like you didn't have any alternatives, because even in our neighborhood that we grew up in, there were like 3 trash companies running through there.
So I'm sure that there was an alternative, but I mean we were just renting, so like it wasn't
Out of your hands.
It
Anyway.
wasn't up to us. So
Okay.
like just whatever the township provided is what they like, and like because I'm sure like in their mind like whoever was renting was like they're just like so happy that the township would do it, and like I don't know if it costs anything. I don't know if that's like a part of
Could be
taxes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's like a competition right now because I feel this is just my personal opinion, but like Delaware's growing super fast, and there's giant townhome neighborhoods going up in every field, and you go into those neighborhoods and there's 5 different trash companies in there.
Yeah.
5 different ones. So if like 7 neighbors sign up for my service, it's like, am I going there 5 different times? Or like what's that schedule look like? That was like one of my challenges in the beginning was how do you service all these people with all these different companies?
And like optimizing time.
Yeah, because you don't want to be going to the same neighborhood multiple times. But in the beginning, I didn't mind because it was getting me attention.
Mm-hmm.
And a startup, you're just start for business. You'll do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep everything as dense as possible because you don't want to be driving all over the place.
Yeah.
Doing if you have 10 cleanings for the day, you don't want to be going from Hockessin to Smyrna.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of divide it up as like a block schedule, but. There's tons of different companies in there, and it just depends on who's picking it up and if they're on time or not. But definitely a lot of options.
Dang. Yeah, that is a clean trash can.
Yeah.
We're just watching your videos, and damn, that is a clean trash can.
You could pretty
That's
much
so
eat
sick,
out of
man.
them.
Yeah, dude.
It's the hot water too that will cut through everything.
You're steam cleaning it.
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah.
I've had the heaters cut out on me, and it's just a pain in the butt to be cleaning without hot water. It's just it's just not.
Just the extra
Not efficient
elbow
at
grease
all.
and the scrubbing. Yeah,
And it's
but that was
also
cool.
killing everything. That's a part of our motto is that we're
Yeah.
sanitizing it because the water's like burning hot. We rarely use any
Right.
chemicals. Like the chemical you saw in there was just a like eco-friendly deodorizer, so
Yeah.
to speak. And that just keeps it smelling fresh, especially when it's burning hot and you drop it in there and close the lid.
Right.
And then leave it up there. People come home and they're like, I don't know what you did to this thing, but it smells like cherries. Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of neighborhoods, they're required to keep their cans in their garage
Yep.
or out of sight. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
either keep it in your garage and deal with the smell, or you keep it around back, and then in the
You have
summer
to drag
things
it
are-
all the way out.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
flies, maggots, animals, whatever the case is. I've seen it all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why the service I feel like does well where we are because of where people keep their
Well,
cans.
that,
People
you
are kind
said
of
no
close
one
together.
no one else is doing that. So like,
There's in Delaware, I think there's maybe 4 of us, 4 or 5, but 2 of us are doing really well, like for what it is.
Yeah.
But competition right now is like good because
Yeah.
if there's not many of you, it's kind of hard to get the name or the idea out there. But that's why in the beginning, like all my SEO and like names and everything lines up so that when you do search trash can cleaning near me or in Delaware,
Yeah.
I pop up.
Yeah.
My buddy down at the beach, his name's Shane. He has similar company. It's Bin Busters. And anytime somebody from the beach, like before I got here, somebody was asking about it, I just send it right to him, and vice versa. He gets people up in Newark, and they find him, and then we just go back and forth. But yeah, being the competition's good because it just brings awareness to the actual service.
Yeah, no, I think it is really awesome, and I'm actually going to mention it to my mom who lives in Delaware as well, because she has to do the same thing. They have to leave their trash cans in the garage, and I mean, she hasn't mentioned they haven't been there that long, but she hasn't mentioned that they stink or not. But like, I'm sure
give
that
it time.
I'm sure that they do. Like, yeah, give it time, right? I mean, so like being able to like clean them and just not have to like to smell them, because like even if like you don't have them in your garage, just having them close to the house. I mean, you saw like where mine are. It's the same
I checked
thing.
them.
Yeah,
They're not bad.
not bad, right? Yeah, appreciate it.
and now that you're in this field, you're like
It's so weird,
critiquing
dude.
everyone's
Yeah.
trash
It's like I'm
cans.
watching like movies with my girl, and I'm like, "Do you see that trash can over there?" I was like, look at that one.
Well,
That's
same.
all I notice.
That's the same thing. Like, me and Keith started in like cars, and for me it's a bit more recent. But switching to HVAC, I walk into a building and now I'm looking up at everything up in the ceiling. When they have the exposed ceilings, I'm like, oh look, there's a heat pump.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Like,
It's hot in here.
Yeah. Dude,
Just
like,
becomes a part of you.
Yeah. For me, I'm on the highway and I'm like, dude, what is that? A Voyager on the top of that? Got a train Voyager up there?
Yeah, you open a door to a building and it's like sucking the door shut. I'm like, they make up air
problem.
units now.
Yeah. Pressurization's off. Yeah. Or I've been walking through somewhere and I just hear like the distinct hum of a chiller and just and I'm like, where? What's the processing plant? Like, where's the and like chillers are just like really high tonnage, big refrigeration machines.
I'm familiar. I used to work at a rink.
Oh no way!
UD rink,
yeah, dude,
Zamboni and everything.
Yeah,
and they had chillers. Basically, it's glycol just being pumped. Under the ice. And sometimes those would go down, the alarms would go off, and you're just like,
big deal.
Hey,
yeah,
we have a problem. Send somebody right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go from an ice rink to a pool.
Yeah, we've got 3 days. That's the time before we have puddles. So but the chillers are loud humming.
Yeah,
loud
sound
machines.
like they're broken.
Yeah. They sound
but when
like,
they do break, you're like, why is it so quiet in here?
Yeah,
this is a problem.
Yeah, like the death quiet, just not good.
It's funny because I had no interest in refrigeration. It's not like something I ever thought I'd go out of my way to look into, try to figure out. But now that I'm in it, like you said, it just becomes part of you. You walk into a building and I'm like,
yeah, you're just so interested. Yeah.
I mean, I never would have thought trash cans would be my thing. It was always cars and working with my hands. That's all I was really interested in.
Now
and
I'm a trash can. What's your favorite brand of trash can?
Not the toters, if I have to say, because the toter ones, it's actually your garbage can.
Yeah,
they have like weep holes in
them. You got shit trash cans.
I got shit cans. I got a shit can.
The weep holes cause problems because they get water in them when you're cleaning the top. And then you flip it over and the water actually goes through the lid. And like if there's anything in there, when you bring the can down, the weep holes leak, and then if there's like maggots and stuff in there, it'll leak into the can. And you don't notice sometimes. Like my driver didn't notice one time, and one of my customers called me. He was like, I got maggots in my can still. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, nobody ever calls back with a problem. So then I figured it out, and I was like, hey, check this out. Like, you have weep holes in here because of the toter can.
Yeah.
So we usually just silicone the hole shut after we'll like shoot the wand in the spot, push all the stuff out, dirt, maggots, whatever it is. And then I'll just silicone it shut, and then
more
it'll
trouble
never
than it's
be.
Worth.
Yeah, just but customer service is huge, especially in this business. No customers, no business. So I try to always respond to everybody as soon as possible.
Yeah,
and just have good customer service skills. But yeah, this video in the back of my website's been the same one since I started.
I like the close-up B-roll you got.
Yeah, it's just it's just a generic video. I just put my own pictures on here and stuff. We're still working on putting a decent video together.
Just recreate something like that, though. You gotta do the close-in shots as you turn everything on.
But yeah, you see that truck? That was my first trailer.
Yeah.
The truck is a Duramax, and I bought that after my first truck. I had a gasser before, and it was very upset that I was like pulling like heavy weight with it. I was worried about the transmission, but it ended up being the engine would just not stay cool. Bigger fans, Summit Racing, like the biggest fans they offered still wouldn't cool it.
Wow.
So I was like, I need something better, and I got that. And then, that tank in the back of my Duramax gives me extra wastewater room.
Yeah, you're hauling a bunch of water in that.
They're the worst thing you could tell.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Liquid. It's just so hard on the truck. But that shocker hitch too, right there in the connecting has an airbag on it.
Oh,
which
I've
is
seen those before. Yeah,
amazing. Like I won't tow. I'm very spoiled, but I won't tow anything without my shocker hitch on there.
Yeah.
My car, that trailer.
I mean, what is it? I haven't actually seen this. What is it like?
It absorbs.
Yeah.
So you hook the trailer up first, and then it's just a Schrader valve, just like your bike tire or whatever. Pump it up and to like 35 psi or so. It just depends on how much weight, but it just absorbs like all the impacts and all the sloshing too from like the water, especially when I'm at like half a tank.
Yeah.
You can feel like with my old hitch, like just rocking or bumps.
Just bump the truck forward.
Yeah.
Hitting a pothole with it felt like I lost the trailer. I look back, I'm like, oh my God, okay, it's still there. But yeah, that shocker hitch, it just absorbs like all the impacts. So
Interesting.
And then the Duramax too, that was a huge change for going from a gas truck to that.
Torque.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I forget that I have a trailer. Like when I bring the drift car out.
Yeah.
sometimes I don't even know it's behind me.
Yeah.
Like I can just floor it, and I'm just like in the
Yeah.
left lane,
Yeah.
blowing by people.
Yeah. Slow down, like, oh shit, I gotta slow down.
But yeah, like the waste tank on the trailer is smaller than the actual clean tank. So when I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
with just one truck, I was running into the issue where I was like, I had nowhere to put the extra water, and then I just put a sewage pump on it and pumped all the water to that 200 tank, and then on trailers, the tail of death. You've seen that before, where
Yeah.
people don't put the weight correctly.
Right.
So what happens is my clean tank is in the front,
Yeah.
and then my waste tank's in the back. So you think when
Oh,
the
you're
clean
just
tank's
actively
depleting,
making it worse.
actively making it worse. You're right. So
Yeah.
then it would pick up on the hitch. So then when I transfer all the wastewater to the truck bed, it would even that out, and it would be
okay.
way more efficient and way less like sketchy
Yeah.
than how I originally had it.
Yeah,
But
nothing like speed wobbles with a
it's
trailer.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
You just grab the brake controller. That's it.
Yeah.
I've experienced
Yeah.
that one time in my life, and I was hauling. Well, you remember that Volvo coupe I had that I did nothing with?
Yes.
Yeah, I was hauling that home using Wes's Trailblazer. And I
Oh
was-
God. Oh
yeah,
God.
yeah, that was
Oh,
interesting.
God.
It was on a car dolly.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Just kept getting worse.
Yep. And I'm coming down. I think I was coming down one. I was really close to home, and you know how like that one part of one just kind of dips.
Yeah.
Came
Oh.
over that.
Pick the,
Okay.
pick the ass end up a little bit.
Yeah.
It straightened out pretty quick, but that was the first time I'd been hauling like
Your heart sank.
a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh my god.
Yeah. Having something like that happen, that's the worst.
That was the second sketchy thing that happened on that trip. The first one was leaving the guy's house. He lives like in some, I don't even remember where he was, but it was some wooded area, and it was rainy that day, so all the
Yeah.
roads are slick. And coming down this hill, I was
Oh,
only
no.
doing like 15. I already knew this is a steep hill.
Oh,
and there's a stop
no.
sign at the bottom of it,
Oh,
so I'm already on the brakes, and I go to like actually stop, and I hit the brakes harder.
Still doing 15.
And I'm still doing 15. The ABS pump's going crazy. I'm like, all right, there's no one here.
Roll
as I'm
through.
right through the stop sign. I'm like, I don't think I could have gone any like 10 miles an hour. Maybe I'd have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's scary.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah. Fun. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that. That's scary. A trailblazer? Why?
Trailblazer with a straight six. Because that's what Wes
How
had. It
old
was
of a blazer? The straight
like-
six?
Yeah. The Vortex straight six.
I didn't know Vortec had a
I didn't
straight
know
six.
they had a straight six.
I might be lying.
Give it a goog. Let's see.
Yeah, Vortex 6-cylinder, whatever.
Well, you're going straight
40
six.
4200, I think.
I'm just gonna go with this. Inline six.
Yeah, the Vortex 4200.
Was America's-
almost America's 2JZ. Almost.
It's a dual overhead
Yeah.
cam straight six.
I was gonna say, like, take it easy. I mean, it's a little blasphemous to
Yeah.
praise the Jay-Z name like that.
Oh, that makes it look cool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty sick. It's like super sick, honestly.
They had to put
What
that
the
in
hell is
there.
even this thing? This is what I'm talking about. Like, we're not in this era of autocross racing anymore. What is where has
Where has
this
that gone?
Where has this been my whole life? Where the hell has this
But yeah, the
beautiful little blazer been?
the Trailblazer, not the Blazer. So the big round squishy looking thing. Oh, someone's
I'd like, yeah, someone,
pitting that against a Barra.
yeah, Bear.
The Barra is not
shit.
America's 2J, but Ford's 2J for sure.
Australian 2J. I did not know that they had a straight six.
They also have an inline 5. It was in the Chevy
Oh, yeah, I
Colorado,
did know.
yeah.
I did know about that. Yeah,
No one
but-
seemed to like those.
Horsepower.
horsepower.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, that looks pretty sick.
So
I kind of hate the little turbo setup.
I mean, I'm
though.
a big straight six anything, you know.
Yeah,
all
right.
the BMWs.
Yeah,
Well, at least all my E46s.
So you know, if you want to swap a straight
Yeah.
six
Straight
into
six.
something, maybe you can pick up a Vortec pretty cheap.
maybe. I mean, I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, it was in the Trailblazers, probably in a bunch of other shit too.
I
but
thought that you just had V6s.
straight six.
All right, I'm gonna do some research into this. But I don't know what we were just talking about.
Towing.
Oh yeah, towing. Yeah, so
sketchy towing.
Sketchy.
sketchy towing. But so and then speaking of towing, how did you make this? Like, who made the trailer thing? The
So
keying?
it's a manufacturer out of Miami. So there's like probably 4 big manufacturers in the United States. And I mean, I looked at all their equipment. The only problem was the other manufacturers at the time didn't really offer a good, cheaper trailer option. And I just liked the way that their design looked, you know, compared to the other ones.
Nice.
And there were some people trying to sell trailers for the same price with wooden decking and like
Wood with a power washing rig.
Dude, it's
That's
doing
a
my
choice.
research was like the best thing I ever did because
Yeah.
now that I have the equipment I have, I probably wouldn't buy from anybody else. But they were great to work with, and they shipped it to me as is. So I picked the colors. I made my LLC.
Upload your logo.
You know,
and
pretty much,
graphics.
yeah. Everything that I wanted, they sent me, you know, examples, and I kind of just trimmed it to what I wanted. The writing, the lettering. I just wanted it to be clear and concise. You know, when someone sees it rolling by, I don't want them to have to be like, "What is that?" and
Yeah.
not know the answer.
Right.
So, you know, Delaware trash can cleaning pretty much gets the point
What it
across.
says
Yep.
on the tin.
Yep.
And it's in
That's it.
bright, you know, bright green trailer and then bright white lettering.
Yeah. Dude,
Um,
and the little emblem is so sick. These little guys.
I actually had somebody from CarMax create that for me.
No shit.
It was one of these guys on my detail team that I was managing at the time, and just one day in the break room, I saw him like drawing on a big tablet, and he had like a felt glove on, and I was like, "This guy's serious."
Oh, this
I was
is
like,
no
"He knows
joke.
what's up," and he's a great artist. Like,
Yeah.
he could draw.
Damn.
And I just mentioned to him one day, I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Can you like, you know, give me some renderings, give me some like examples?" He gave me like 4 or 5, and then we just kind of like tweaked it a little bit, and then he came up with that, and I was like, "That's perfect, dude."
Yeah.
I was like, "It's not the typical. It's kind of like the typical can thing, but it's just different."
Yeah.
And I got it trademarked, so it's mine,
Nice.
100% now,
Very cool.
protected,
Yeah.
and it's it gets the point across. You got a guy with the
Yeah.
woohoo in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing a
Happy to be
Ric
clean,
Flair woo
yeah.
back there. The sun's coming out of
And the
him.
thumbs up. So, and then the little sponge.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
he
it's
drew that up. I
perfect,
was like,
dude.
dude, that's the one right
Yeah,
there. That's
definitely.
it. The circle too. I like
So
the
sick.
circle.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool, man. And like you said, I mean, what a cool thing where like just randomly kind of stumble upon it and then just be like, I don't know, let's go for it.
Yeah, I was so nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
2019
Yeah.
because I couldn't get the trailer just yet. Like I had to clear up some more stuff, my finances. Like every check that I made at CarMax was just like I keep like $150 for like whatever minimum spending I got to do for that
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it went to clear all my other stuff. So that was like 8 months of me just constantly like fixing all my mistakes in the past of like
Dude, I
car
hear you,
buying,
yeah.
bought
Yeah.
a street bike, like I did all these things that like I probably shouldn't have done, but I was just like young and dumb and just like wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Live a little.
And I was like, I gotta
Yeah.
correct everything before I start because I
Yeah.
didn't want to start with all this stuff over my head. Like I probably wouldn't have the same leverage I would to get the
Yeah.
loan, you know. Like
Yeah.
so once I cleared all that up, I was just nervous in 2019 that somebody else was gonna beat me to
Yeah.
it. Like I was searching around, like I'd be driving down the road and I would see like someone with a pressure washing thing, and I double take and I'm
Like,
like, is
who
that?
is that?
And I was like pulling U-turns and like
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
around, like,
yeah.
okay, it's not it, it's not it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 2020 came out, and then I came out with it, and then my competition came
Started
out with
showing
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like super upset that like I started.
That you got.
They like
you got
fearmonger
it.
called me too before I got my trailer.
No
Like,
way.
oh yeah. Like
What,
trying to
dude?
tell me to like throw in the towel.
What?
We're gonna have so many trucks, dude. So many trucks, and now
What?
I've got 2, and they still have the one old one. So
Oh my
you know,
god.
whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
Yeah, you know, friendly competition, I guess.
Things are really heating up.
I mean,
in the
I was
trash
trying
can
to
cleaning business.
I was trying. Yeah, right. I went to Vegas for a trash can cleaning conference and Miami.
Damn.
Like,
See, this is a whole world
it's
I
a
didn't know existed.
Whole
Yeah.
world, dude. I'm in like 6 Facebook groups. Can
Holy
clean,
shit.
Like it's oh yeah,
Dude, that's wild.
and that's just the cans. Like, and then you add on all the different things that I do on the side: pressure washing,
Yeah.
surface cleaning, soft washing. Like that Hyatt's Crossing HOA button right there
Yeah.
is recent. They the HOA just contacted me. It was like, hey, we got a bunch of townhomes that are green. Can you give us a bulk price rate or something? So I made
Yeah.
this form on the website that they just, if you're a neighbor in there, you can click on it and then go in there and fill it out and let me know exactly what you want. And then we're trying to set it up for the end of May, beginning of June, and just get all them set up. So when they fill all this info out, it actually creates an account for them
Nice.
in my software as a
Yeah.
lead. So I'll just bunch all them together, and then I'll probably have to bring both trucks down there to do it all with my employee, but
And that's like for like an entire neighborhood.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I think
This
there's
is
like
for washing the house.
I think there's like 15 people so far that have filled this form out.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. I love the versatility of the machines though, like just giving me the option to do other things, because like it's fun doing cans, but like it's a little redundant after a while.
Right.
My driver, you know, I try to pay him super well just because it is redundant. You know, I'm giving him like 50 stops in a day, and he's like, he can knock them out, but it's just like
Gets a little brain
at what
dead
point,
after a while.
at what point do I keep you like engaged and like wanting to keep going?
Yeah.
So I just make sure he's paid well. He gets bonuses if he goes on big jobs with me.
That's good.
Yeah, and we also clean for trash haulers too, you know, because they have tons of cans at their yard. And for them to have their own labor to go out there and like wash, like nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
There's not a single person that works at the that wants to go out, collect trash all day and then clean cans.
Yeah.
With a pressure washer upside down or whatever the case is.
Right.
So they hire us to come out every week, and I send my driver there to pay him just like a bulk.
Yeah, and we saw on the on your YouTube channel, you clean their trucks as well.
One of them, yeah. I would like to get into more fleet washing too, because again, the equipment's super versatile. And yeah, he's got 6 trash trucks that we do on a bi-weekly basis, just because same thing with them. He can't get his guys to go out there and do it. And plus they're pressure washers. I mean, ours is commercial grade. You know, it's like 8 gallons a minute. I can rinse extremely well and aggressively. And his guys are just like, they just rather pay us to do it, because we're in and out in like an hour and some change.
Yeah, and the website works really, really good too. Like that's a super nice website. How do you make that?
So there's a guy. So when I first bought it's Sparkling Bins is the company that built the equipment out of Miami. Shout out to them, because they're great. Taking care of me since day one. But they had a website guy at the time that they were offering as like the package deal. So when you bought from them, they gave you, it was included like the wrap for your trailer or whatever, a year free of website hosting. You know, they've added more things as time's gone on to add more value to, you know, what they have to offer. But the guy named John does my website for me. I pay him every year, and he keeps it updated, keeps it looking, you know, clean.
Wow.
Keeps it
super easy
not
to
being
use.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had any website issues.
Yeah.
And if I do, he's usually right on top of it. So it's worth the money to pay him to do it. And and my software, it links with the website super well. It's just like an API key. So like any form that I make or anything that I want to integrate to the site, I just copy and paste the key and send it to him, and then he just uploads it to the site. So like that button, he just did it in 2 seconds. He was like, just send me the key. Sent him the key for the form.
Yeah.
And then the best part is, once the key's on the site, if I make any tweaks to that form, I can just click publish, and it'll update the key automatically on the site.
Yeah. Cool.
If I make any adjustments. And then I like how it's integrated with my site, because I can just make the form and then collect everybody's info directly to my software. There's no like storing anybody's like credit card info or their personal info on my website. It's all within my secure software.
Yeah.
Which is also a plus, because people are super
Yeah,
worried
I mean,
about
that's
fraud and
That's
you
the
know,
day and age that we're in. That's a valid
it's
concern.
insane how many people get hacked.
Yeah.
Because we deal with like 90%, 95% credit cards, and every month I probably have 15 to 20 people that have fraud.
Yeah.
And they just need to update their card with us.
Yeah.
I've got to cancel my card and give you a new one.
Yeah, every time.
But and like it is crazy, but it's like, I mean, we have our cards in so many places now, you know, so it's almost like, you know, obviously we're doing it to ourselves, but like you just put your card in just so many different places, and you just don't know, and you're attaching an email to it, and then like someone gets in through the email and they can like find the chain. Like, it's crazy, you know.
That's why I tell everybody, just use a credit card.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, whatever you do, whether you're shopping online, you know, shopping in person, getting gas, like just use a credit card.
Yeah.
I shred my debit cards, because there's no need for anybody to have access to my direct account.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
So whenever my customers are updating, I'm like, it is a credit card, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know, not like we're in not secure, but just in general, I would recommend you.
Good habits.
Yeah, good habits. Trying to look out for my customers.
And you know, most credit cards have all these rewards with them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost makes more sense to be using a credit card in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
and they usually protect you.
Yeah, and if it has cash back, like that's free money.
Yep.
It's literally free money. As long as you pay your statement off and don't have to pay any interest. Or, you know, flight miles if you want to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use it just for like the business credit card. I either use it for like a bonus for my employee. Like I've given them a Chipotle gift card, like $100, because it's just part of the rewards. Or the tablet that we have in the truck was used through rewards, so it's definitely useful.
Speaking of credit cards, I got a notification from one of mine saying that it was going to get canceled because I haven't used it in like a year.
To buy some gas.
I'll buy like $2 worth of something from Wawa.
Yeah.
Like there you go.
Yeah. Be happy.
Because if it closes, it's going to hurt my credit score.
Yeah.
Even though like I think I'm being financially responsible by not stacking debt on it. But
but unfortunately,
you to
it's
use
not.
it.
They want
That's
you
a
to use
whole,
it. They want to see it.
That's a whole other
interest
rant I
go
can go about.
Yeah.
Credit
Yeah.
scores are a scam.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this is legit though, man. Like the website, your business.
It's almost like he's a professional.
And like the concept.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I like working for myself. It definitely beats where I used to work at CarMax. That was
Yeah, man.
Well, the problem
wasn't
is you were
bad.
working in the car industry.
well, that too. Would not recommend buying a car from there. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean that's like one of those places where like they have like. At first, I thought that like CarMax was like really gonna like take over. Like I thought like that
It looked
made
like it
the
for a
most,
minute.
Yeah, and then I think that like the wheels kind of came off.
It's happened to some cars, dude.
Yeah.
Like they can come after me if you want, but you still never gave me my
Yeah.
vacation
Yeah.
pay that I had. I had 30 hours. Then when I quit, they never gave it to me.
Yeah, that
So,
I feel like that almost happens like every
Little
time.
annoying. I was too involved with this at the time, but that was some BS. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was one of those people that was like, all right, like I got to go to work. Like
Yeah.
I'm only gonna use my time if I need it.
Right.
Should have used it all the
Yeah.
time. Should have
Yeah,
just
yeah.
burned through it
Yeah.
because they burned me in the end. So I'm gonna burn them by saying don't buy a car there.
Yeah, don't buy a car at CarMax.
If there's a cracked bumper, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna fix it in house and not buy a new bumper.
Yeah.
If there's like they have standards of like 3 to 5 feet. Can't see the defects? Not a defect.
No way.
Swear to God. Swear to God. I would get so up in arms where like I'm like, I can see this. They're like, well, not at this angle. You can only see it one angle out of the two. I'm like, you guys are out of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, and then they charge more,
Oh yeah.
way more for used cars than you would find
No,
on
I would-
Marketplace or find a private deal somewhere. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember CarMax for a little bit was like giving you a decent amount of money for
Trading.
oh yeah. I mean,
trading kind of thing.
in the beginning, like when I
Yeah.
first worked there, the 2.5 years in the beginning, like from 2016 to like 2018,
Yeah.
I enjoyed working there because
Yeah.
they really cared about the associate, and they would let you stay clocked in for like company parties, and like they would be very lenient,
Right.
and like the hours and the workload was adequate to the amount they were paying us.
Yeah.
Like it made sense. Then the CEO leaves. Then everything changed. Then they were adding more numbers, adding more people to your team, not paying you more, trying to see how long you could go, trying to push you even further. Like they doubled our
Yeah.
output for the week of reconditioning cars, no extra pay. And I'm like,
Right.
I was like,
So-
I'm done. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna
Kind
go
of-
sit and paint, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna sand and paint cars because I was qualified for it.
Yeah.
Moved over there, did jack shit.
Yeah.
I did my job, and I went
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
And that was that.
I
did
feel like
not
that's
go
just
above and beyond
indicative
anymore.
of the job market, period,
Yeah,
just in general.
I mean,
Yeah, but like following that same model just creates unproductive employees.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but you look
Because
at,
they would reward the bad people, promote the people that didn't deserve to be promoted.
Right.
They would do all that political garbage.
Dude.
Yeah, what's that? What do they say now? And this doesn't apply to every company, obviously, but a lot of them, it's like
No, let's stereotype. Let's go.
let's stereotype. All right, but if you oh god, I'm gonna butcher the word, but it was just hard work is rewarded with more work.
100%.
Is what
Yeah.
it was.
100%.
Because I went through that.
Not more pay.
I
more
went
work.
through that myself, working as a valet at one of the many dealerships I worked at.
Yeah.
Starting out, and they had us valet these cars because they had a drive-in, a service drive. So the customer would come in out of the weather and park their car right next to the service advisor's desk, and then we would drive them out to the parking lot. And they also had a car wash, so cars that the techs finished working on, we would drive through the car wash and then park them, or if the customer was here, bring it from the parking lot into the service drive. And also we had other responsibilities tacked on, like all the scheduled work for the next day. They'd have the ROs pre-printed, and we had to alphabetize them and do that all while doing our job. And we had to clean, shit and all this other extra stuff. And because me and Fluff was also a valet there, and like the one or two other valets were competent. They're like, get it done, do it. Well, we both moved up from valet to Express Tech, the natural progression, and they replaced us with incompetent people, not smart, and they just gave up. Like, just move the fucking cars. All the other extra work that we were doing,
out the window.
All of a sudden, not that important.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it was not that big of a deal. But
and I saw it because I was still at the company. I was just over here in Express now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like, oh,
hey,
you guys don't do that stuff.
You're not alphabetizing and loading all the repair orders, and like this was a big dealership. I'm talking like a stack of like 100+ ROs that needed to be organized.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's too hard. We decided not to, and they're like, oh yeah, no, it's not a big deal. No, it's fine. We'll figure it out. And it's like, yeah, and we say this all the time, like just like that moment of figuring out that like all these giant companies don't know what they're doing.
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's because
they're just winging it.
They're
just winging it,
bro. Yeah, like they're
they
so
got somebody
unqualified.
in the office
coming
up with how, like, we would have standards on how things are done, which, a lot of companies do. If you have multiple employees,
especially
you want a process to follow, it makes sense. But they would make changes to them without running it by the people actually doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, when they added, like, extra workload and everything, I was like, so washing a car in wash bay takes 29 minutes according to your standards. The new standards say 29 minutes, but you added 20 steps. How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Well, you can still do it. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so was I wasting time before?
Other stores do it. And I'm like, well, I'm right here in front of you. I'm like,
yeah.
how is this going to work? And they never had an answer.
Other stores are going through the exact same conversation we're having right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, someone at a desk made this decision without actually knowing what they were doing.
When their CEO left, that's when I noticed everything changed.
Yeah.
My interest did not peak anymore. I was like, this is not enjoyable.
See the writing on the wall.
Yeah. And then, I came across this, and my sights were set on something else. I was like, I just got to get out of here.
I see my way out.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. It was like, this is my last hurrah. Like, I thought the whole painting cars thing was, like, going to blow up. Took a different turn. Didn't really go the way that I envisioned.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, subconsciously, I've always been searching for something.
Yeah,
just
that
didn't
thing.
know. And then I came across this, because I've always worked on cars with my hands and tools and whatnot. So, like, when things break on these, I have the tools to do it. I've definitely adapted. I got way more adjustable wrenches now and open-ended wrenches than I ever had before. But
big fan of universal bolt rounders here.
Yeah, I mean, universal anything, because these things are just, the bolt. Yep. You think you got it, and it goes...
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of pressure where an adjustable just loosens up.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
It's a lot of big fittings too, and like swivels and just like power washing fittings. It's just the adjustables are just the best thing ever. But I've got like the big ones, so I get a lot of torque behind them. Yeah. And a lot of leverage. And the hard part about working on these is it's like super tight.
Yeah.
Super tight in here. And I don't really have a place to work on them yet. It's just been at my parents' house in the gravel driveway. Just got to be on the ground, rain, cold, whatever it is. It's like I got to fix it.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But soon I'll have a spot. I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
Very excited to not work on the ground anymore.
Yeah,
be in a
nice
climate-controlled environment.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be sick, man.
And keeping these things out of the winter, because that was the biggest challenge. Like the trailer was a little easier to keep sheltered. I bought like a shelter off Amazon. It's like $800. Got a torpedo heater and just parked that thing in there at night and left the torpedo heater on like 40-degree setting, and it would just keep things from freezing.
Just enough.
And I have air lines on both of them that blow out all the water, so like there'll be some residual water in there, but it's not like having a full hose.
Yeah, it's not
right. You're not gonna have a burst of hose.
So we would blow the lines out every single night, and then throw the torpedo heater in there with the trailer, and it would work. But the big truck, I didn't have any place this winter. So it was like when it snowed, I just tarped it to keep the snow out of it, and then opened the panel on the side and threw the torpedo heater inside, and then just made sure like everything was like de-thawed before we went
Yeah.
out and ran.
Damn. And I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit of a sissy, but like, I feel like a torpedo heater just being left overnight, I feel like that's a little sketch.
Very.
Yeah, okay. Just
Very
make sure
sketch.
that
I
works.
had a
Your insurance is
meter
paid up,
in there.
right?
I don't think so. Insurance is gonna call me and say, "You did what?
You did what? to
You
your
left an
what?
open flame under the gas tank."
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we're big
These
allegedly.
are hypotheticals, by the
We're
way.
big allegedly on
And
this
dude, some
podcast.
people's equipment has burned
I'm
to
sure.
the ground
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
somebody tried using like an electric heater.
Mm-hmm.
I found for the big truck, it's a 30 foot heating cord with a temperature sensor on it. So I wrapped that heating cord on all the sensitive areas, pumps,
Yeah.
strainers, pipes, and I would leave the tank full.
Yeah.
It's 625 gallons. It's not going to freeze overnight unless you have single digits for multiple days. But that little heater wire you just plug in,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's heat trace.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mainly used for house plumbing.
Right.
But I put the sensor right on one of the pipes and then just ran the wire everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Second you plug it in and you feel it, it's like warm.
Yeah.
we deal with that for a lot of the cooling towers we work on because
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
outdoors
Mhm.
all
Same
year
thing.
round.
Yeah.
So all the water pipes under the insulation have that same cord just wrapped around
So
it.
it's smart.
Mhm.
And it saved me this winter. So
Yeah.
but now moving forward, once the barn's done,
Yeah.
I just keep it inside and we should be okay.
Yeah.
The funny part about that big truck is there's no pressure washer on there.
That's just can cleaning.
It's there's pumps on there that pump the water, but there's no Honda motor that's running
okay.
Yeah.
it. It runs off the truck's transmission,
Power takeoff.
Oh.
PTO.
Yeah.
So that allows me to have 2 pumps on that truck, so I can do 16 gallons a minute.
Whoa.
The trailer, I can only run one head at a time to do full pressure.
Yeah.
To do 8 gallons a minute on each and
Yeah.
3,000 psi. But yeah, that big truck, it runs off the truck's PTO, so it's like got belts that go down.
Yep.
You just flip the switch, pumps kick
Nice.
on.
Sick,
crazy.
dude. That's sick.
And
I
it's
almost-
patented. To
I almost
the-
wish you could have brought it here. I'm like,
it's at my house. But
yeah, I know. It would have been kind of sick.
An hour drive up here in that
Yeah,
cab
dude.
over, dude,
Yeah.
on PA roads.
Yeah.
Just in the Honda on the way up here, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
like,
it's
pothole,
rough.
pothole.
Yeah.
That's why I like my Buick.
It's a boat, right? It just glides over that stuff.
You hear the
Yeah.
bumps, you don't feel them.
Yeah, like there's ones that like you've almost forgotten about, and then you hit them in your van, and you're like, "Whoa, shit, I forgot." It's
I'm like,
been
I'm finding
babied.
bumps I didn't even know were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cab over is not the comfiest,
No. Yeah.
comfiest in the world.
Is it a Mitsubishi Fuso or something?
No, it's a Isuzu NRR.
Okay.
Doesn't have the air seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might upgrade to the air seat if I
Yeah.
can find one and know how to swap it in because
Yeah.
my poor driver.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind. He loves the truck, but he's like,
Yeah, I was gonna say it does seem like a good setup, man. I like this. That's so cool.
it's definitely unique. You can't miss the thing.
Yeah.
You should get
Rolling
a
billboard.
You should just once you're flush with money because this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is definitely taken off, but you should get a K truck with a mini setup. Back.
They make them.
Yeah.
If you go up there, open a new tab, just type in Sparkling Bins Business.
Yeah, I'm not sure what practical use it would be, but it would be a great prop to
It's-
just drive around and advertise.
It's good because, let's say you want to upgrade to a new truck, go to third one down, starting a can cleaning business.
Oh, they have everything for you.
Go to bin cleaners, and then SB3. Click that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll literally throw it in the back of a truck for you, like that.
Sick. Ah.
Now the capacity is super small. You know, sometimes people use that just to get started and test the market and kind of keep their expenses low.
Yeah.
But other people will use those if they have a full-size truck and they want to upgrade, but they don't want to have the giant overhead payment of another full-size truck that they're not going to fill the schedule up with. They'll use one of these to do like, let's say you have a
overflow
cluster,
capacity.
cluster route here, and then you've got all these over here. You just send the small truck this way, and then
Right.
send your big one in the middle.
Yeah.
Some people do it that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And
too,
then
yeah.
regardless, you're adding a whole nother pressure washing system to your fleet. So again, that opens up the doors for doing soft washing and pressure washing. And when you're doing those jobs, you're usually tapped into customers' water.
Yeah.
So you can keep your buffer tank filled and do whatever
Yeah.
you got to do with that truck. Because I wouldn't mind having one of those smaller ones just for...
I don't know if that'll fit in the back of a K truck though, and even if it did, you're working with 60 horsepower
Yeah.
at most. You might be struggling when that tank's full of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, even the big
K
truck.
should fit in the bed of that other truck.
Oh, like the mini guys.
Yeah.
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 I would get a mini one just to wrap it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
okay, I see what you're
yeah,
saying,
just
yeah.
as like a sick, like just promo
Yeah,
truck,
just make it
cruising
look to-
around.
Make it look
events.
like your full size, cab over rig, just tiny.
Yeah.
There's a guy out in California, Jamie. He owns can washers, and he has like this little Mitsubishi 4-door, like tiny, or it's a hatch, and he wrapped it in his logo. But he made lifter arms, like out of. I don't know what he made it out of. It's not cardboard. It's probably wood or something. But they go up and down just
He's
like
got
with
the
your
little
hand.
trash
But it
can
like
arms.
shows the claws on the back of this little Mitsubishi
little,
thing.
like, demo.
Gets the point. Yeah, it gets the
Yeah.
point across, and he brings
Yeah.
it to events and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I love these mini trucks, dude. I'm
Yeah.
starting to see them
Oh yeah.
like a lot more in Delaware. I think
Yeah.
I've seen 3 or 4 just
Yeah.
rolling around town. They're so small.
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know
Delaware.
if I feel safe. Like,
Oh yeah, no,
driving that
absolutely
thing.
not.
Absolutely
no
not.
way. Yeah, they're it's a death trap, and Delaware is way cooler with having them than PA.
Oh, really?
So PA,
Well,
get
PA,
on your shit.
you can only have them as either a farm truck, so off-road only, or within like however many miles of your farm, or you can put an antique or a classic tag on it. Antique, I think, but that comes with a bunch of restrictions.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't be able to use it for your business if you had one of those. But Delaware, as far as I know, they don't care.
Yeah.
I wish they were the same way about diesels. Can't stand the DEF stuff.
Oh yeah.
All the emission stuff. That's the
That's
only issues I
nationwide.
have.
I know. That's like the only thing that like keeps I feel like a lot of people from like going to that, especially like for like a company standpoint. You know, you hit that certain tier where it's just like, nope, this is just gonna have to be a part of the business. Is we
That's
just
pretty
work
much
this
where I'm
in.
at.
Yeah, because and like you were saying, which is, you know, you're pulling water, and like you said, that's like one of the worst things to try to pull. You know.
Beats the truck to death.
Yeah. So to be able to like do that with a gas truck, I mean, it's not gonna be worth
It's
it.
tough. I see
Yeah.
people starting out and they have like a 1500 gasser. I'm like, you're gonna want to.
Good luck, sir.
You're gonna want to upgrade that. I promise. It's already sagging in the picture. I'm like,
yeah.
oh man.
It's like, yeah, just jack it up for the picture, bro.
Get
What are you
airbags
doing?
or something.
Yeah,
Like, you
airbags.
gotta-
for
like,
sure.
I had those on my first truck. They were very important.
Yeah.
But no, the DEF emission stuff. That's the only thing I have wrong with my Duramax.
I mean, first off, that's
Yeah.
like nationwide, even
horrible.
without like
I know.
businesses. You're just they'll have it in second. I think Ford was coming out with the same system for their gas cars. Gasoline
Womp,
exhaust
womp,
fluid.
womp.
Please no.
Please no.
I mean, I'm not a Ford guy, so it don't bother me.
No, but if they're doing it, like how long until
Everyone else.
But that doesn't even make sense. Like, why? What would?
just tightening emission standards?
Yeah. I know. It's like, yeah, let's just go back to electric. Can we
Let's just
stop,
go back to
stop
leaded
it.
gasoline. You know what? Let's just go all the way the
Leaded.
other way.
Yeah.
I want an older Duramax with none of it on there, like a LBZ or
Honestly, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's probably, and I think like those are going to be like the new market. And if it's not already happening, where like people are just like making those like good again, you know,
something. It's like the LML that I
restoring-
have is nice. It's just the emissions garbage.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just- like one of my DEF heaters is broken. There's 3 of them.
Jeez.
You have to replace the whole tank.
Oh my God.
My NOx sensors just went, so now my speed's limited to 65, and then in 30 miles it'll be 55, and then it'll go down to 45, and then
What
it's like
the
I don't know what
hell?
happens after that. Like, I haven't gotten that far. I just left the truck at my parents. I was like, you can just stay here and think about what you've done.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Put
So
it
I
in
have to.
timeout.
Each NOx sensor is $200 too. So I got to buy
Yeah.
2 upstream and downstream,
Jesus.
and then hopefully put them in there. I even took it to my mechanic that works on the Duramax all the time, and he's like, he's got the Autel out scanning it, and he's like, it won't even let me reset it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god. I was like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna function this week? Like,
Yeah.
right lane 55, just with my hazards on. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
can't do 55 on the highway. You'll be,
No, dude.
you can't even do that in the right lane.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get pushed off the road.
Yeah, not on 95 anymore, dude. That shit's wild. It's wild, wild west out there.
Yeah. Same with Route 1.
Yeah.
Like 85 is like the new average speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they raised the
It's
speed
insane.
limit on 95 from 55 to 65. People do 80,
Mm-hmm.
and Route 1 is still 55 for most of it, and people do 80, sometimes
Yeah.
90.
I had to
Yeah.
do a report in college on they were like choose a topic or something. I forget.
Speed limits are
specific-
Speed
stupid.
limits?
I did speed limits.
That's
and I
great.
interviewed a cop in my neighborhood about it. And the
Nice.
reason in Delaware that it was so low is how close the exits were together. That was like the reasoning. It's like there's like 14-mile stretch of 95 in Delaware, and the exits are super close. They're within like a mile each, so it's like it was like a
Yeah.
safety thing of like people getting on and off the exits. They
Well,
didn't
if
want
people just learned how to use a merge lane, it wouldn't be
that
a
too.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stop at every yield. Like
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
Let's
Yeah.
merge onto 95 doing 40
40.
miles an hour.
And then just put the blinker on, just Just come on over.
Yeah, at fucking 40.
But I was telling them, I'm like, there's still people that do like 70. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't think anyone cares. I feel like
Yeah.
it's more of a ploy to like get people to pay tickets, but
Yeah.
Well,
Or
from what
just, like-
from what I'd heard, we had the 55-mile-an-hour federal limit, and that only kind of recently, like the last like 5 years or so, got peeled back. Maybe longer. I'm getting old and losing track of time. But
You are getting old.
yeah. Thanks. But
I haven't actually been aging, so.
oh,
how do you do it?
you gotta tell me. Is that what you sacrificed your hair for?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I had to sell my hair to the devil to
Gotcha.
stay young.
Gotcha. But the federal government was like giving states aid, like funding for the infrastructure upkeep if they kept the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why
leverage.
it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't do it, then you wouldn't get that sweet government cash.
But what did the government want with the speed limit?
Well, it was when they first put it in, it was to save fuel.
And what did that have to do with the government?
The federal government set that speed limit to save fuel, like just.
For everyone else who
I
was
can tell you
driving?
now, I'm not saving any fuel.
Yeah.
I get 7 to the gallon in both my trucks, so
I get 7
burning
miles per
through
gallon, whether I'm doing 70 or 50.
yeah.
Pulling nothing.
But yeah, they instituted that federal speed limit across the country, and any state that abided by that would get funding for their infrastructure.
Interesting.
So if you decided to ignore it, like some states actually did, there were a couple 65, 70, 75 mile an hour speed limits in the U.S. They just didn't get the extra funding.
Yeah.
But then I think, like I said, I think they recently finally like done away with that, or every state just kind of gave up
Yeah.
caring about it. And now 95's got a 65 mile an hour speed limit.
Yeah. I mean, they're changing shit all the time, anyways.
But
So.
other studies have shown like the safest speed for every road is I think like the 80th percentile, the speed at which 80% of traffic just wants to go
Yeah.
naturally. And if you set your speed limit to that, that'll give you the lowest instances of accidents and traffic jams.
Well, luckily in Delaware, you can't even do 65 because of all the traffic. So
Yeah.
No, well,
yeah.
that's
I'm usually
because-
averaging, 15 miles an
That's
hour.
because you're going
stopped more often
Stop
than
and
not.
go.
day. But when you're bowling down that road at 5
yeah.
in the morning because we got to get to Maryland by 7 a.m.
Yes.
Allegedly, I've done faster than 65.
Allegedly.
Me
We've
too.
left
my,
the speed limit.
my first
Hypothetically,
BMW.
Keith, what's the top speed on those Nissan vans?
Hypothetically, if someone was asking me, I guess I would say it was about 105.
Was that a hard limit, hypothetically
That's a
speaking?
hard limit.
Okay.
Governed
Yeah.
limit or just
yeah,
where
it's
you push
definitely
it's
definitely a
governed?
governed limit. Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing's
I mean,
like,
she's got. I know.
like,
I
come
was
on,
hoping that it was
come
gonna. I was allegedly, if I would hope it would bang like that, but I don't think that it does. It just runs out of gear, or it's at gear, and it just like
Well,
it's just
modern
stuck at the
cars
RPM.
It like
with,
comes on, it's like
well,
you're done.
Yeah.
Modern cars
You're
have the
out.
you can
electronic
feel
throttle.
it like it's going and going, and then it's like
They have an
And you
electronic throttle. They just close.
yeah.
That's what
It
my
used to
Duramax
be-
is
the
doing
older-
right now.
Yeah.
65, it's like it does this. I'm like,
Yeah, it
Come
used to be they
on.
would like retard ignition timing or something back when you had cable throttles.
Yeah.
That's where you get the
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But now they just
Lame.
Oh.
It's all fly by wire.
Yeah, lame. Yeah.
Oh, there's my
But,
truck before it was
is the
wrapped.
Transit any
Yeah,
better?
I was kind of looking at that. No, it is
It's
not. It's
maroon.
fucking terrible.
Well, no, I mean, what's its? Is it governed at something?
I think it's just like probably like 100. I don't think it's very difficult to get it allegedly.
According
I
to-
want a new topic.
According to Google, according to Google, the Transit vans top out about 100.
Yeah. If anyone needed to know.
Somebody out there with a transit van's like, I'm gonna go test this right
Yeah.
now.
Like these motherfuckers are wrong. I'm gonna go. So what about the painting? Because I didn't know that you did that. So you were saying that it was like a plasti dip kind of thing that you were like
Or liquid
spraying
vinyl.
on.
Delaware
wrap.
dips. That was the. I
Delaware
don't even know if that
dips.
exists. So I actually, my business partner and I split ways, and I just gave him the
I think I've
Instagram.
heard of that.
Gave him the Instagram, all the followers, the Facebook name. I think he changed it.
Scrapple dips.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
interesting.
Yum.
I wonder
Yeah, I'm
Delaware
not-
crab dip.
if I have some of that info. Because it comes up on my Facebook, like memory 8 years ago. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right
Oh,
here.
that's
This
it. Yeah,
is
right, the Delaware
right here.
dips.
It's on Twitter.
X now.
Oh man.
Still a
Like,
Twitter
can
for
I-
that?
You have it on Safari, maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything on that Twitter, except for I saw my Acura on there, so. It's crazy. It still comes up. It's funny.
There it is.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Can your
Go
viewers
further.
see what you're looking at?
No.
No.
Not right now. Right there. Up one more.
Yeah. I'm trying. This trackpad sucks.
Doesn't it?
Oh, it's
That
so
looks
long
old.
ago. So long
looks
ago.
old.
Look at that.
2019 is the last.
Click on the Facebook link. I wonder where that takes you. Huh, nowhere.
Gone.
Oh, she's
Gone.
Down. She's down.
Maybe if you go on my. I mean, let me just look at my personal page.
Yeah. Well, I guess I mean, like my question, I was just interested because I was wondering like if it was like specifically if I guess it was like plasti dip, which I see that it is. Like
It was in the
plasti dip.
beginning. So like in the beginning, that's all I knew. It was just like,
Yeah.
again, YouTube tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Saw something. I was like, okay, cool. I started out just doing like small things like wheels and like emblems and whatever,
Mhm.
and just learning the entire process of it, how it peeled and how it functioned. And then I realized you could spray full cars, so I sprayed that Acura right there, actually to the right.
Yeah.
You can see I did the grill there. It's like gray
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I did the whole car in some whack color that, like I thought would look cool, and it looked like trash because the car wasn't lowered. It was all stock everything.
Yeah.
And that's when I
didn't fit.
slowly started getting into like I got coilovers for it. Then I sprayed it a different color,
Yeah.
and it just kind of evolved. Yeah, here's. So if you, well, it doesn't really matter. They can't see what we're seeing, but like you can see, like this Honda we sprayed. It's like
Oh,
a
sick.
color flip. We had an artist come and draw on top of the wrap
Yeah.
that we did on a Charger. Like
Okay,
know, we
so
probably did,
guys,
like-
you guys did rap too?
it was all sprayed.
Oh,
All
okay.
sprayed.
Okay.
So you could draw on top of it. Like we
Yeah,
did,
there was something else that came out like after plastic. It was like liquid vinyl or
It's
something.
pretty much what it was. Liquid
Wow.
vinyl. We used like different ones, but like this guy had it all graffitied. Like, we had
Yeah.
all of his friends come to the shop and like graffiti it. on top.
Yeah.
I've seen like chalkboard hoods that people like
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Bring it to a car show and just have everyone.
I'm
like-
actually still
Yeah.
friends with this dude's or
That's
this
a
woman's
sick color.
husband.
now that when you
It's
moved on to that
FRS.
like liquid vinyl stuff, that stuff couldn't give you like a full gloss, but it was shinier than plastic.
It got to the point. This one actually was full gloss.
Oh,
and you
shit.
could cut and buff it too and still peel
Damn.
it. It was evolving at the time of like
Yeah.
all the different things that you could
because that
do
was the
with
biggest
it.
thing that stopped me from really wanting to mess with
Trailblazer.
plastic dip. Is
Sick.
The SS.
now take that, but make it shittier, and that's what I was towing that Volvo with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Paint suit, like full,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, whole 9 yards. I did a Viper. I mean,
So
I did some crazy.
What's the sell
stuff.
for doing that versus paint? Like if you
You
still
could
have to
peel it off.
Yeah,
That's
you could
it.
remove it. It was cheaper than getting a full paint job. It
Mhm.
could protect your car. Like I wrapped or I sprayed my Acura like all white in the winter. Very bad idea. So I got stuck in the snow during a snowstorm.
Oh,
I got
shit.
Like
Now you're
this close to
invisible.
a snowplow going by me. You didn't see me.
Yeah.
But it just protected the paint from like salt damage and
Yeah.
rocks coming up and
Yeah.
sand hitting
Now
your
it's
car.
important that the paint's in good shape when you put that on there because I've seen it peel
100%.
paint when you go to peel
100%.
it off.
Yeah.
Some people just had a mismatching car and they just wanted like a full color.
Right.
So you could just
Yeah.
give that to them for a decent price.
Yeah.
And then they could take it off later if they wanted. I've done some cars multiple times. People came
Yeah.
back.
And so
Um,
like that one picture with you and like the booth, it looked like it was pretty like covered up. But like, do you guys doing jams as well?
No.
No. Okay.
No jams.
So just
It was a
yeah.
pain.
Yeah. That's what I
And it-
figured. I was like, how far did you guys go?
Yeah, it's all in the prep too. It's like
yeah.
we would
right.
spray some cars and then stuff would like lift because it wasn't cleaned right. So you had to like redo that panel. Like
Yeah.
And that's what happened with when I got my car painted. I was talking to the guy. Mine's actually like painted, but yeah, I was talking with him and talking budget, and I'm like, I don't want you to like rip the whole thing apart. I can't afford that.
Mhm.
He's like, okay, well, just to warn you, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to like wet down the floors, wet down everything, try to blow out all the door jams and all that because he did paint the jams too. But he's like, yeah, once I get in there with the spray gun, it's going to kick shit up. He's
Always
like,
does.
I'll get it as clean as I can, and once the paint cures and all that, if you want to bring it back, we can cut and buff it and that'll get like 99% of it out. But just so you know it's not going to be perfect. I'm like, I don't want it to be perfect. If it's perfect, now I got to worry about restoring everything else.
Yeah. It was a lot of prep work.
Yeah.
It was more prepping than painting.
Yeah,
I would spend like 8 hours prepping a car all day.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I would run dry runs with the gun on, no paint, to see
How much shit's going to kick
what would
out.
fly out, like if I missed something.
Yeah.
And like see if paper, like sometimes paper would like fly out in front of you, like I got to tape that down. Because the last thing you want is you're like stacking all these coats on, because that's what that's the key was.
Yeah.
And the last one, here comes a piece of paper you forgot, and it's like right on the hood. And I'm like, you're like so mad, like throwing the paint gun because you just put like 5 hours into spraying and layering this thing up, and you got to rip the hood off. And it gets worse when you're doing color flips because you want it to be uniform and like even across the car. And then you fuck a panel up, and then now you got to go back and redo the entire.
Gotta blend
that
everything
panel to fit.
There's no blending, dude. When it came to pearls and like the colors and stuff, if you didn't walk the length of the car and apply it evenly, you got to redo the door. You're redoing pretty much the whole
Well,
side.
hey, at least you can just peel it all off.
Oh yeah, after stacking up 12 coats.
Yeah, let's just peel it off.
Oh, it's I would paint again. I'm planning on taking that booth that I put my trailer in and just making that a booth because I got 2 BMWs right now that could use some attention.
Sick. Well, that was actually my next transition because I was really hoping that you were still into cars.
Oh yeah,
still
because I just took a break.
Yeah,
you know, buying a house kind of drains you, as we talked about earlier. A little house poor.
Yeah.
So my cars are just sitting at my parents right now, and the business takes up a lot of my time.
Sure.
All repairs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. Like I was, and that's the other cool thing with this podcast, getting people on, like friends and stuff that like are still into cars, or like it just kind of like reignited that for me because like I took a break. It's now been a decade since I've been on the track, and but like at the time, like I just didn't have adult money. I was a kid. I was like had no money, and I was spending every dollar trying to do that, and I realized that I have to stop.
I'm getting nowhere.
Like I'm gonna get nowhere in life if maybe it would have done something. There could have been like something good that would have come out of it, I'm sure. But like I was happy to have like kind of like put it on the back burner, sold everything, go out, make adult money, and then come back to it. So I'm looking forward to
blink and 10 years have gone by.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have expected it to be 10 years. That kind of sucked, but I do look forward to like getting back on the track and like having something cool again. So
yeah, my first fun car was a 540i.
Yeah,
6-speed E34, like from '95.
Yeah,
my favorite car ever. Biggest regret in my life is selling that.
Yeah,
but
biggest regret in my life was buying my BMW.
Bring more wrenches.
Yeah, or multimeters for your problems.
Didn't have adult money, like you said. It was like things were breaking, couldn't really afford to fix them.
Yeah,
didn't want to spend the money to fix it, and just sold it.
Yeah.
But then I came right back and bought 2 E46s. I was at CarMax, and my drift car now I got it from CarMax wholesale. It was $1,000.
Nice.
Because they said there's a transmission problem. It was just differential bushing.
Yes.
And you put it in gear and it would clunk.
Yes.
And they're like, "Whoa, transmission's bad." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yep, transmission's
sure
bad.
is.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I'll take this one though."
Yeah.
So got that back up and running. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's addicting. And like I never really. It was a friend. Johnny Dahmert. Does that name sound familiar? He's the one that got me into drifting, officially. Like I would just do dumb shit on the street. Like, I lived like kind of in the Goonies, on like, the border of Maryland and Delaware.
Yes.
So I would just go back there and rip on my car and like kick the clutch and see what happens, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Had no experience, and then it was like slowly like figuring out like more angle. Like I got angle blocks, and then that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And then Johnny was the one that was like, "Dude, just come to the track. Just come to the track. Just come to the track." Would bug me every day at CarMax. Come to the track. So I was like, "Fine." So I buy a car trailer, load it up, and go up there.
Yeah, I do know that Johnny because I know that he worked at CarMax. I think I forgot his last name and it didn't sound familiar, but he was like So Minty Fresh Johnny or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the E30.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think he's still driving, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think off and on. He's all over the place. He does different stuff every day. I feel like.
That's cool.
But he's the one that convinced me to like go.
Yeah.
And he's like, all you need is angle blocks. Like you don't need anything else. So I was like learning how to drift with like my sub 200 horsepower car, like just learning how to like huck the car and like throw my momentum around and keep it in the line I wanted to go, which was like probably the best thing for me.
Right.
Because it taught me like good habits like up front. And I've always played like Forza and stuff and like it's very similar
Yeah.
to the game. It's like so crazy, like kicking the clutch and pushing the button. It's the same thing. It's just different hand movements.
Yeah.
Different muscle memory, but
Yeah.
same process.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where I was like, this is really fun. So then I got bucket seats. Then I got a steering
Yes.
wheel. Then I got a hydro.
Yeah.
Then like BC coils. Then I got an SLR angle kit. And like
And all
now.
this before you're
Yeah.
making power.
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't make any power. I think it's slow
Yeah,
as shit.
and that's the best. That's the best. Is like
Switch the diff out
keeping
too.
it.
Like
Oh, nice. What'd you do for the diff?
I think it came with. God, I forget the numbers. It
Like
basically.
you put in like the 391.
I think it's a 391
Is like the
instead of
high-
a 360
Yeah.
whatever came with
Yeah.
the manual or whatever.
I think it's like it comes out of the automatic cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
you got a bunch of diffs in the garage, but the one that's in the blue car is I
Nice.
think the 391. Biggest difference.
Yep.
I can hold drifts in second
Yeah.
and sometimes third
Yep.
with a sub 200 horsepower car
Yeah.
because of the diff
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, man, gearing is everything, especially with like in all racing for sure, but especially in drifting. You know,
Mhm.
like it totally makes the difference of being able to like have shorter gears. Like everybody, like if you were on the fence about it before, as soon as the 350Zs came out, they were like, oh, the 6-speed is the shit, and then they figured out they're like, yeah, we're gonna put this trans in everything, you know, and like that's what people were just doing for the longest time, but just figuring out like messing with those gear ratios and like you know however you can do it. Like who thought of putting an automatic, you know, E36.
That's why I love the
swap,
internet,
no, that
dude.
swap's been around for a while.
Okay, but no, for sure. I'm not saying that it just happened yesterday. I'm just saying, but someone had to think of it, right? Someone had to be like, hey, I wonder if this fits.
Yeah, I mean, like
Or,
back, you go way back in the day to like 60s where you could like order your car from like a dealership or from the factory and all that. And you know, they offered like 323 economy gears and then all the way up to 393 drag
That's cool.
racing gears.
Yeah.
So someone's sitting there looking like, well, the manual car came with a 323, but why is the automatic got a 373?
yeah,
Switch.
yeah.
Like that's been around forever.
Well, yeah, I guess. You know,
I mean,
but-
there was a switch. I think that's a swap in the Volvo world too for the 240s. The
Yeah.
automatics have like a 353 and the manuals have like a 323. It's like, yeah, give me that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
it's-
so just like someone like knowing to do that.
Yeah,
though.
just if you know the numbers,
Yeah.
you're like,
yeah,
that fits.
yeah. Just
That's
car
way to learn,
stuff
too.
Yeah,
Just you don't need 800 horsepower to go have fun.
Right.
And those people are burning through.
tires.
Your tires are wider.
Yep.
Now you're just shredding it more expensive tires.
Yeah.
Like I'm
And
buying
then you
tires
need
for $90 a
clutches
pop.
that hold up to that, transmissions.
Yeah, I
and
got
that
stock
shit
clutch.
breaks.
Well, so that's a good like fun transition to that. So like there's a huge like discrepancy on like getting power and then like upgrading the drivetrain and everything else because it's like well if you put a big clutch in like now you're going to break transmissions. If you put a big transmission in like now you're going to start
Differential drive shaft.
breaking differentials. And then if you do a differential, you're going to start
never
snapping
ends.
axles. And if you do axles, now you're going to start breaking differentials again.
I got
And
stock
it's like you-
OEM
Yeah.
BMW axles.
Yes.
They
yeah.
it rips, and I can just keep doing hot laps,
yeah.
like no stopping,
Yeah.
all seat
You're
time.
not stressing the car nearly as much as 800 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
Yeah, it's stress.
You're stressing
Trust me. Yeah.
I'm just like, come on,
You're
come on.
stressing it, but you're stressing it within what the engineer
Yeah,
is
yeah,
designed
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
and I'll turn
It's
it
not
on and it
gonna
starts
last
right up.
forever.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
just keep if it leaks in oil a little bit, it's got oil.
It's a BMW.
Yep.
They
It's
all
good to
leak
go.
oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
did
they-
all the basic stuff, like refresh all the cooling stuff, all the mounts,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
coilovers.
Like all factory stuff.
I upgraded the mounts to
Polyurethane. or like-
polyurethane. They're green.
yeah.
Rev shift.
Okay. Nice.
Rev shift transmission mounts and engine mounts. The engine mount was just because I had to. Like one day
Yeah.
I like hit a pothole and I guess that really loosened it, and I like at a light put it in gear and I was like, You
Oh.
hear the engine come slamming back down. I'm like, I was
I've
like,
had
I think that's a mount.
yeah, I've had
Yeah.
two cars that just literally broke both of their engine mounts. That Buick is one of them.
and it's just
Yeah.
No, I go
flying around in the engine bay.
I went to go pull. Yeah, I went to go pull out of my apartment, and I hear the drive shaft hitting the fucking floor.
Oh my god.
Something's like rumbling underneath you.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
Yeah.
to work, and I'm like,
Just my engine and transmission being loose.
yeah, both engine mounts had broken, and gravity was the only thing holding that engine in that engine bay.
Yeah.
Gravity in the transmission mount. One transmission mount.
It's like blowing the
That happened to my Volvo too. Same thing. The drive shaft was hitting the floor, and that's how I found out. Like, oh fuck.
center support shaft bearing. That's how you
Yeah.
know when that's bad.
Yeah.
Things
That too.
your drive shaft's trying to come through the seat.
Yeah, like the Guibo.
Oh, gone through
Yeah.
a couple of those.
Yeah. Yeah, those cars are such good cars for just like seat time cars, like you're saying. Like having that exact setup is like just the goal for me.
So
like,
fun.
I mean,
But
honestly,
you're looking
like
for Mustangs,
yeah.
too.
Right now, I'm looking at Mustangs. I think like new edge Mustangs are it's the new S chassis. Like they're, and just the way that the suspension set up. I think that also like people are now realizing that the solid rear axle is kind of the way to go. Like people are kind of loving it. You know, like the way that they handle, and you know, there's tons of other like suspension stuff that's already coming out to like just kind of like change how like you know, when you squat down, like how the power is applied to the, you know, to get the ride height right, and just kind of gripping up in certain areas.
I wonder how much
like,
of this is just shit people are rediscovering, because
it's rediscovering for
American cars have had live axles for how long?
Yeah.
Yeah, but using it in this application.
In that
That's all.
application, but
That's
like
all.
but yeah, you're
I
talking
mean,
about
we're
like
not,
how
we're
they,
just reinventing the wheels. All
Yeah,
we're
you-
doing.
you
It's
were
all the
talking
same. It's the same
about,
shit. Like
you know, how they're loading up and all that stuff. Like they've had that solution for drag racing.
Yeah,
you
of
want to
course.
control that. So
Yeah.
I do wonder how many people are just like kind of rediscovering that. Like this would work for drifting.
yeah, it's 100% of that. It's 100% of just trial and error and like figuring out like the things that worked for drag racing, you know, decades ago that like
or even
now
like track
can
racing
work
these live axle
in
cars
this.
as well.
Yeah. And also like just like front suspension stuff, like getting it to like kind of like load up on the rear at full lock, you know, which is like just kind of like changing that like the weight.
Kind of keep
You
it. I
know?
keep it like raked a little
Right.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you know, it's just a lot of like cool shit, and like the Mustang also. I mean, you know, it's still early, but like there's a lot of people saying that like they're more like durable, where like, you know, you would, you know, if you like you would go off the track, or like, you know, where you might like bend a subframe, like
You got
the
to
Fords.
You got a solid I-beam of an
Ford,
axle back
yeah,
there.
good to fucking go, dude. And even the front suspension, they're just saying like everything seems to be a little bit tougher as far as like the suspension goes, and like less fragile than an S chassis.
Ford tough.
Ford tough,
Built
baby.
Ford
Let's
tough.
go.
Built Ford tough.
Ford tough. So,
Yeah, and the
but
Camaros
yeah, and
are
if you
just
can
too
get
expensive
a
to-
GT, I mean, you know, it's good to go. You know, so like,
Just keep mufflers on it.
yeah, fuck
Please.
yeah.
It's
I'm
the loudest car
such
known
a
to man, I swear.
Yeah, I'm a big muffler
You haven't
guy.
heard my BMW.
Yeah, I'm.
Screaming.
You haven't heard the Buick? You bring a Buick today?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And you didn't hear it because it's not that loud.
It's pretty loud. I guess actually, you know, I guess you're right. It's not that loud. It's just the exhaust leaks. I'm just not a fan of. But you're
Old
gonna
car.
get it.
You want to fund my exhaust?
I
Feel
do.
free.
It's gonna be $75. I guarantee you. Head on down to our friends down at Gaiman's. That'd be good to go. $75 later. Those guys are the best. Shout out to Gaiman's. Not that they're listening to this podcast.
They might. You never
They're
know.
Amish.
Yeah, they're
They're not listening to this.
All right, they're not listening.
Yeah, they're not listening. But yeah, them boys just out in the middle of nowhere in a garage, just welding up exhaust pipes.
Living their
people.
best life,
Living their
buddy.
best life, dude. Way better than us. Yeah. Dude, that's sick though, man. Any plans to get back on the track, or you're just like more business mindset?
Once the barn's done.
Yeah.
Once I have a spot to work on everything and merge all my tools and everything over.
Yeah.
Because I have that car, and then I bought another E46 off a friend. Money shifted it.
Oh.
Instead of third to fourth, third to
Yep.
second. Didn't like it.
Yep.
And he was younger than me, and his parents were like pissed that it was in the driveway. And then he went and bought like an M3, and then he bought something else, and then this E46 was just sitting there. So I was
Yeah.
like, "How much do you want for it? Realistically, for me to come pick it up, it was like
Yeah.
$200."
Hell yeah.
So swapped the motor in it already.
Yeah.
It just has some minor things that I got to do to it to get it back, but
Sick. What's the plan for that car? I mean, it's
daily.
Just, oh, okay.
Because right now I just have my Duramax,
Yeah.
which is
Killer.
misbehaving at the moment. So not driving anything, borrowing the girl's car for now. But
Yeah.
once the barn's done, I plan on getting everything back up to speed, because business was my biggest focus, trying to get
Yeah.
those, keeping those two trucks
Mhm.
running at all the time.
Yeah. Just hitting a point of like the business being a little bit more fluid. You know,
Yeah.
just more comfortable.
And
Kinda.
trying to keep up with the house. And
Oh, yeah.
being house poor.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of my
Um,
money is going to the house right now
yeah.
too, so it's
Yeah.
there's not much free money for drifting, and
I know.
That seems to be
Yeah,
the
I mean,
boat everyone's at.
realistically,
Yeah, it's
Adrian
just-
and I were just talking. I was like, I have like a 5-year plan.
yeah. I want to go back. It's just, and the track's far, dude. Evergreen is where I
Yeah.
go. It's
Oh,
2.5
cool.
hours.
Yeah, I haven't been. What do you think about that place?
Love it.
Really?
I haven't been there since the new rule change. They've had a lot of issues with the town.
Ah.
Because there's always some people that ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? When I first started going there with Johnny, it was pretty small. You know, it was still packed, but like you could go there early, set up camp. If you want to stay the night, you could. You could set up a tent, whatever.
Yeah.
Did that once or twice. They had strict times on when you know, it was like Sunday, you couldn't start till like noon because of church and stuff in the area. But then it got to the point where like people were leaving the track with their cars, ripping up the mountain hill, causing chaos for the neighbors. And then it got to the point where the town had to like hold a meeting, and they were trying to fight for them to at least be able to still drift there.
Yeah.
Now you can't stay overnight. Now you can't park in the street. Now you can't even set up tents. Like there's a lot more that's happened since I've been there. But I loved going there because
at first I thought you were going to be
great.
like, you know, we've got the people who live near a racetrack and are complaining about the noise because, you know, Laguna Seca went through that.
Yeah,
But no, that's a lot more reasonable of a complaint, actually.
It's different. And like they're super respectful there. I mean, like it is in a weird area. It's like they're at the bottom of this like mountain. So like the church is like way up here, but there are houses like over here, and like they're the main culprits of like complaints.
Yeah.
Because when someone's 240 spitting fire going up the hill, goes
Yeah.
ripping by at 12 at night.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, I mean, that's kind of
Put
an
the
understandable
mufflers on,
complaint.
Dan.
yeah, and that's another thing they've been like super strict about too. Is like if you are NA,
Yeah.
put a muffler on it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I mean, my car is a muffler. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to hear that the whole time.
Yeah.
Screaming in
I know,
my
like
ear.
inside the cabin,
It's so loud.
It's rough, dude.
So loud.
Yeah.
But I would love to
Yeah,
go
it
back
is.
there, 100%. It's
Well,
just so
I mean,
far.
you're a lot closer to getting back there than I am. I mean, the truck, the trailer, the car, you're good to go. I need it all.
I'll
so.
swing by and pick you up on the way.
Yeah, yeah, dude. We're gonna go to, well, hopefully Adrian can make it, but you have not confirmed, but maybe you'll confirm live on the podcast. But ECB at Club Loose. You ever been to Club Loose?
Never been there.
Dude,
Well, I mean,
as they say, the greatest place on earth.
I've seen some of my friends go there, and it looks like a great time. I've never been. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is it exactly?
Englishtown, New Jersey.
Okay.
At it's like Raceway Park, Englishtown. So they have like a big road course that you can drive. So and they're split up into two sections, and they do like, you know, different variations of the course, like XTC.
That's cool.
And then like they do like you know, they do full track where you can just like the front and the back track, or like you just do the whole thing. So it's huge. And then they had shut down the drag strip, and they turned it into a figure eight, which is pretty sick. I think they're doing, maybe I'm wrong, they're doing a lot of events in that figure eight, like big like pro comp like,
That's cool.
events. It's sick. And then they have a kart track, which is kind of like, it's really just a parking lot where you used to park for the drag strip. And they just coned it all off. Like they just did, like this weekend, they did no fear moves. So like the idea was just that like there's nothing out there for you to hit, you know. So like
Send
anybody
it.
who's So
Send
like,
it, no matter what.
So if you're a little nervous, you don't really want the speed, and you just kind of want to be able to like test and tune the car, get used to like you driving, drifting, and just making sure that you're ready. You can do this.
That's cool.
You know. So it's So they've got so
That's
much
a
going
good
on
setup.
there. Yeah, like 3 tracks and like.
Wish they had something like that in Delaware.
I
With
know.
all the fields and everything down south.
It ain't
like,
gonna last though. They keep.
well, I know, but we got to beat them
developing
to it. Like, why can't we just buy 20 acres down there and set it up to?
I
Yeah, you
know,
know
the
what?
drift
Sell your
track.
business. I'll sell what little possessions I have. Keith, sell your house.
Can't sell my kid.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta like sell some kidneys. I'm gonna need more
we'll
than
go
my
buy.
house.
We'll go buy some acreage down south.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be.
But I mean, it would still like. I mean, by the time you got that far, I mean, like you're still like looking at like an hour. I mean, so like luckily for us, like Englishtown is like 2 hours that way, and then Evergreen's 2 hours that way. You know,
2 hours, no matter what.
For us in this little area, it's pretty good.
And Pocono
set up,
Raceway's 2 hours.
like in
north.
the middle of that.
That's pretty much where Evergreen is. Right?
Yeah,
It's Pocono.
yeah. I think
somewhere over
they're
there.
only like 20 minutes away
Okay.
from each other. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. But yeah.
Yeah,
it's
when
just-
is
So
East Coast
East
Bash?
Coast Bash is on the 25th and 26th,
Oh, that's a Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. So
Well, I mean, this podcast is like my only set in stone obligation that I have on the weekends.
yeah. So yeah, so we'll have one on Sunday. Is what is the hope, is that we'll do East Coast Bash and then do a podcast here on Sunday. So
Eating
shout
my
out to the
whole-
schedule.
Eating my whole weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. And you know, if you're not doing anything, dude, I'm trying to get all the homies back out. You know, I know Julian's gonna be driving, but East Coast Bash is one of those ones where, like, I mean, even some of the like the pro drivers will show up. You know, it's just this like it's that there's like a couple big events that like just kind of bring everybody there.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
So we pile in the Buick.
Fix the muffler first. I'll get in.
Yeah.
It's not that loud. It really isn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I think I'm gonna take the dogs. Kind of do like a little dog trip. You know, take pups, take Holly. You know, do some filming. I'm gonna try to make a video out there too. Be pretty fun. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be sick. Can't wait. But yeah, and then eventually, like, you know, my little 5-year plan, I'll try to get a car and get something set up so I can get out there. But I want to do the same thing where, like, I mean, either an E36, E46, or Mustang. I mean, if I get a 240, that would be sick, but that's going to be so expensive, bro.
Good luck. I hope you are selling a kidney.
Yeah. I'm going to need it.
I would just go on Marketplace, look for an E46, and just first thing you do is reinforce the subframe, and then you're good.
Yeah, I've been on there a lot, honestly, which has been like a fun segment. We were on here on Facebook Marketplace for a while, just going through. Like, we were reading comments, and we found this guy who was, like, the people were, like, were reviewing him as a seller, and, like, they were, like, talking shit on him, and he's, like, talking shit back in the comments, dude. It was so
That's
good.
a seller.
Yeah. Like, they were like, yeah, the guy was unresponsive, like, not a good seller, and then, like, he responded.
responds.
Yeah, he responds back, and he was like, unresponsive seller, a buyer, a shitty buyer. Like,
Can't rating the buyer in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't have showed up late, like, dude, just talking so much shit, but... Yeah, I think we were also entertaining Adrian's DoorDash.
Oh,
Adrian
God.
DoorDash is a lot. A lot. I mean, actually, you know, I shouldn't say a
decent
lot.
money.
I would say no. Like, he buys DoorDash.
No, I'm giving them a lot of money.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
He's a big customer.
Big
So,
customer.
Yeah, that's all I think you eat, right?
Thought you were rocking the Buick out there, just bringing orders to people's doors.
Oh God, if I did that, like all the money I'd make DoorDash and go right into the gas tank.
Yeah.
Well, you don't stop at the house. You just
Chuck it.
chuck it as you drive by. There's no stop and
Yeah.
start. Take a picture of it mid-air. That looks interesting.
That is sick.
It's ready for drifting.
Yeah, dude. There's been a ton of stuff that's come on here. Like, I was just telling Adrian, there was a guy who was selling a 350Z that was like set up to drift. It was like, you know, a little bit beat up, you know, not bad. Like, I think it was just kind of, you know, some dings and dents, but it had like some aero on it and coils, like pretty much everything, welded diff, on a trailer for $7,000. Like, bro, a 350Z and a trailer, $7,000.
I feel like
mean, it went
saw
like
that
that.
recently.
Yeah.
That was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe like 1 week ago. It wasn't very long. It was like,
Oh, we can buy a grocery store.
I know. I found one pizza shop that I clicked on, and like now I'm getting like
Entire
their
businesses.
Entire businesses are being sold on Facebook Marketplace, dude.
Was 75,000. Now it's 63,000.
Yeah,
Could be
coming-
yours, fully
yeah.
operational.
In Philadelphia.
No tobacco license.
Oh, this one doesn't sell the employees, just the business.
Income is $400 to $600 a day. Is that
Did it just say that?
interesting? It says it right there
Yeah,
in the
description.
description.
Oh fuck.
With gaming machine.
High EBT and hot food sales. Is that something advertised as a positive?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. They're in the middle of Philly.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe they get.
All right, what's up with that 240?
Yeah, the pizza shop, dude. Like, it was like, yeah, it comes with employees. We're like, hey, yo,
Perfect.
like, what do you mean it comes with the employees?
How'd you find this
I
business?
bought you guys.
I bought you guys
Hi.
at Marketplace.
Yeah.
Get to work.
You guys are staying with me now.
15K.
SR20.
You need to poke them wheels out a bit more.
Yeah, those are clearly not the wheels that it was on originally. That's pretty sick. 15 grand SR. Dude, and I also like, so my old 240 had an SR red top, and you know, nothing really wrong with it. I think the turbo seals were going, and you know, burn a little oil, but a little metal in the drain plug every now and
A
again.
little bit of
It's a
magnetic
car.
plug takes right care of it.
Took
Takes
care
care
of
of
it,
that.
dude. Took care of it. But yeah, it feels like anytime like you open those engines up, that's it. Like they're
done.
not long for this world. Like, and I had nothing done to mine, but you know, like transmissions as well. They don't really don't hold power. And then like people are doing like the RB swap, like RB trans, but you know, that still doesn't like really do much for like reliability, you know, it seems. So like I don't know. And like now, my point of that was just that like people are asking so much money for SR20s now, just because like I think mostly because they're running out of them.
Yeah,
Probably.
You know,
well, I mean, Honda B series engines are now expensive as hell.
yeah,
Just
But-
crazy because they never.
I know,
$100
right?
you could pick one of those up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-VTEC B series you
Yeah.
can pick up all day,
Yeah.
but now they're like $500.
Oh,
It's got 190,000 miles on it.
yeah,
pass.
yeah. But yeah, like dude, for like a full swap, people were like, you know, engine and trans, it's like
Search
Like
for an E46.
$8,000.
Are you looking at Integras? I've seen a few of them pop up.
Let's change your
I
search history.
do
here.
like yeah.
See E36. Go E46.
E46.
See what pops up. All day.
I think I have one saved. Where
You just got to make sure,
How do I get
A,
to my
obviously
saved?
it's a manual, but B, no XIs.
Yeah, they're all-wheel drive.
Yuck.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
forget how to
make
get to
big
the
power for that.
save.
Definitely not groups.
Not that. I don't know how to do it like from here. I'm always on my phone. How do you get to your saved? This is well.
Done it before.
We definitely did.
It's under
It's
setting.
got to be on the
little
left
gear.
somewhere now.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like
Go up to the little gear.
settings.
Sometimes they put it in weird weird places. I don't know.
Well-
You could pick up one for between 3,000 to 5,000 if you find a decent one.
Oop.
An E47. Love to see what.
Yeah, let's see what we got. E47s.
And then see if you can change the filter to just be manual, so you can get rid of.
Yeah. Filters, condition.
Delivery method to my front door, please.
Yo.
I think you have to go click on vehicles. You have to go through like the whole category thing,
Okay.
which is going to clear out E46s that you searched. Now, yep, transmission type. And now you can type in E46.
Of course, I didn't save it. Thanks.
Here we go.
That didn't do it actually. These are the same listings.
Yep.
Maybe they're all manual.
That
This one is.
I mean, that's not. It's a 323.
Oh, ugh. Brother,
Still, I mean, still-
brother,
It's not much of a difference. 320. Mine's a 328, but it's
I think there actually is kind of a big difference, I thought.
it's just size, you know.
Yeah, but I think like power difference wise, I think it is like
I mean,
actually
you're sub 200 no matter what. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like getting a 330 for sure. Like there was one on here that
Yeah,
I was trying to
3.0.
pull up. It's been on here for a long time, but it's got like halfway installed, like hydro setup, and
I just
had a
tapped it.
Cool.
Did you have a hydro in yours?
No, just a regular handbrake.
I just tapped into the ABS module. I did like an inline.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
easier to do than having
Yeah.
and cheaper
Yeah.
than having a standalone and a dual caliper setup. I mean, dual caliper alone was like $700 to buy the brackets and
Yeah,
all
and
that
then you got to
stuff
buy the
install.
calipers and everything.
Mhm.
But I mean, and that's the other cool thing too with the Mustangs. Not that like, I'm gonna keep harping on that, but the Scotty D dual caliper setup is like $400, and then like the hydro, you know, like I mean I already have one, but I think like the bracket for the Mustang was like $125, and then just buying Z32 calipers. Like I don't know, it's just all so easy, you know, and then. Like if it doesn't already have it, like you have to weld the diff, so like you got to pull the axles anyways. That's when you're gonna put on, you know, your kit. I
But
think
that one
this
bottom right,
one
$1,000
on a trailer.
automatic transmission.
Well, sometimes they list it wrong. I always try to find pictures of the interior.
Yeah,
that
There's
is true.
Only 2 pictures, so you're not going to see a picture. There's only 2.
Oh,
Did
Blown
run
head
before
gasket.
on trailer.
yeah,
Great.
blown head gasket. This one's been on here for a long time, and again, like 323. So it's a smaller
E36.
engine, but wicked clean.
For an E36, that's
$10,000.
pretty clean.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's worth $10,000.
yeah. I know prices of shit is just wild, right? Like what the fuck?
But with private sellers, you know, you can usually
Beat him over the head.
finesse your way.
Yeah.
It depends on how long it's been up there. Like, you have more flexibility.
Beat him over the head with low ball offers.
Dude, I hate
I know
this
you have it
trackpad.
listed for 5,000, but would you take 250?
Yeah. You know, I only came with 2,000.
Look, I've got a mean handshake.
Yeah. What do you want for this $200 car?
Used to have an Audi A3
I'm so
bug.
sorry.
Ooh, with the FSI. Oof.
Yeah.
And CarMax gave me $250 for it not running. Not running.
Not
I was
bad.
And I only
That's
paid
not
like
bad.
$1,900 for it. It lasted me 3 years, and I beat the hell out of this car. It's a 6-speed,
Yeah.
2.0 turbo, front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor car. The only reason I just thought of that is because my girlfriend sent me this video from 6 years ago.
Do it again.
She's loud, but hold on. Just listen.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The timing left the chat.
Oh, no.
It was right on my break, too, during work. Like, I just ran to Wawa real quick, and, like, I get back in, my friend's with me. I was like, all right, we'll make it back in time.
No
I'm like,
pressure.
what's going on here?
God.
And I was like, maybe I just got to push start it, like
Yeah.
glide it and drop the
Yeah.
clutch. So I
Yeah.
put it in reverse, and he pushed me down the hill, and I popped the clutch. No,
Oh,
gone
so
forever.
part
Flat
out.
towed it back, and that was the end of that poor car.
Damn.
But I mean, for paying $1,900 for it,
Yeah, probably
3
better.
years,
I think you're better off without
and then
it.
$250 for it not running. Yeah, it was a great in between car, and like
Oh,
that thing
yeah.
just.
I know I had a similar thing where my friend had a SC400, sick car, like beat to hell, terrible, $500, and I was like, cool, I'll buy it. Like, bought it $500. I drove it for about a month. The head gasket blew, and it was just this like little in between car, and like that was my most reliable car at the time. That was the craziest shit.
$500, can't beat it.
$500 though, and like got me a month, and I think I ended up scrapping it. Because, like, I mean, it didn't have any interior, and, like, the head gasket was blown. I was like, there's nothing to part out. Like,
that
maybe,
thing was a missile.
yeah, like, even, like, the doors and stuff were all banged up. Like, it was not,
I think it was like
good.
puking power steering fluid too.
Yes, yeah,
Not
yeah,
just
the
leaking.
rack blew out. Yeah.
Getting rid of it very quickly.
Yeah.
It's manual. It's $4,000. It's a 330.
Hey.
Oh, look at that shifter, though. Yeah, it's a good car.
No check engine light.
Oh, it burnt out.
Yeah. That bitch has been on
The
for
light
too
is
long.
not on anymore.
Yeah.
And they just put a piece of black electrical tape on the dash.
This guy want.
Mhm. Prefer trade automatic for the missus. Needs a car the wife can drive.
I got it.
Teach her how to drive manual.
I know. Come on, bro.
But I mean, hey, a 330, 5-speed,
Right.
4 doors. I prefer a 4-door over
$4
2,
grand.
but
Yeah.
$4,000 is a pretty
Yeah.
good deal.
I know. I'm always like in between if I like the 4-door or the 2-door more in these. Like, cause I don't know, like the E46 body style, they both look good. They both have
know.
like their little things about them, especially when you have like, dude, like the ZHPs and that, like just the little trim that comes along, like on the lip and stuff. So sick.
Like, if I had a daily that was clean, I would probably do 2-door.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, if I'm drifting a missile,
Yeah.
like my blue car, like I crashed into Johnny actually like pretty hard. It put him out of commission, but I was still going, and it was just, the Thor in the back just took the beating, not either one of us up front. So I was like, all right, 3,500.
Yeah.
I would hope the vehicle's
Oh, wait.
paid off.
No,
That's manual.
It's manual.
Yeah. Ooh, the peanut butter seats.
Peanut
I'm with the
butter.
peanut butter, dude.
I mean, you're gonna rip it out and put a bucket in anyway, though.
I know, but I still like
You
it.
could get a peanut
See,
butter
I
bucket.
can't be on here because now I'm like, can
Dude,
I?
this is my
swing
problem.
This right now.
This is what the podcast did for me. Like, and like now I'm on here all the time, and I'm like, fuck, I'm doing this.
I'm like,
Am I doing
Connecticut's
this?
only 4 hours away. I can go up there on the train right.
Sandy Hook, Connecticut. That's far. Why do you have your?
It's far.
Why is your shit set to like
Dude,
I used to live up in Connecticut actually.
I don't
when
know.
I was younger.
I don't know what I'm.
It is
doing
a
here.
4.5
Brooklyn, New
hour.
York, Annapolis, Maryland?
Searching high and low.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would make the drive to go pick
For the right car, yeah.
Yeah, for $3,500. This thing's
It's that
good to go.
$2,000
dude.
one. Is that one manual?
Looks shitty enough, it might be.
Complete
It
opposite.
says automatic.
Oh.
Dude,
my
oh, she down.
God.
She down.
She down bad.
Yeah, Yeah, it's taken apart.
It's been beat up.
Yeah.
Car does run, but has problem with ...
Yeah.
Has problem. Is problem.
It's a problem.
It's an auto.
We don't
That's
want
the
that.
first problem.
Whoa, 6.
Oh, with a video.
Ooh, with a
too.
video. Damn.
Promo seller here. Look at this guy. That is nice.
This is not a track car. Not anywhere near a daily. All right, what the hell
This
is
is
it
a
then?
track car, not
Oh.
anywhere near a daily.
Well, sick. That's what Daddy wants.
Daily it if I want, and then you're...
Yeah.
I love it here.
Just, oh, look at that fender. Nice and bacon.
Bacon fender. You got to get a dog box with straight cut gears in there too to really complete the experience.
Yeah.
That's wine.
That's not bad for $6,000, dude. That's a good looking car.
And all the updated stuff on it. He's got Mishimoto
Yeah.
water pump, fan, coolant,
Sicky pull e-brake.
radiator.
I can't believe this is $6,000. This is kind of good to go. Dude, see, we did this with Alex, and he was like, "Dude, want me to go-"
Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was like, "Want me to
not-
go-" he's like, "Want me to go grab the trailer? Let's go, man. Let's go make.
He'll go
let's
pick
make
it
a
up for you.
drive." Yeah. Yeah, because I got him when he was on. We were talking, and he's always wanted to get a car. He's been close. I think he even like picked up a car before. I think an E46 or something, and he was like gonna do it, but it was just so bad that he was just like, he's like, I scrapped it. Like it was so bad.
It was that bad he didn't even sell it. He's like, just
Yeah.
take it to the scrap yard.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's like, damn. He's like, you got me thinking. I was like, I kind of want to get something. We got it on Marketplace, and he's like, fuck.
Look, if everyone gets something, then we can all drive together.
Exactly. That's
the
kind of
thing.
what I'm getting like too. Like, and
It's like I don't have anybody to go drive with other than Johnny, and he's
Yeah.
kind of, hit or miss
Hit or
sometimes.
miss. Yeah.
And like I've gone up there with a friend before, but he was just riding passenger. But like I
Yeah.
want somebody else with another car,
Yeah.
or 2 cars or 3.
I
Yeah.
want someone to bang doors with.
Let's
Yeah.
paint them all the same color and
Dude,
go
a
up there.
team. That's what. And like Doug was just talking about the naysayers. So they're Dan McCool, who used to have a shop with. I think it was
The
Dan.
name
McCool.
sounds familiar. I don't know him personally though.
Johnny used to have a shop. I don't know if he still does in like Newcastle.
Yeah,
I mean,
still there.
Yeah, okay. So I thought
Behind
he was
the
doing
water
that
tower over there on
yeah.
13. Yeah.
I thought he was in there with Dan. I thought.
Yeah. Okay. Now I reckon.
Dan McCool, yeah.
Yes.
So him and Nuri and a bunch of the other guys, they all made this like little drift team. That's the naysayers. So like they have like a little horse as a logo. I want to pull them up. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, we should make our own thing. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
dude,
Like,
that's
I would
what-
be down.
Yeah,
That would
hell yeah,
encourage
dude.
me to spend more money on drifting.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
So what
5-year plan.
5-year plan.
Yeah,
What's the
see?
drift team name gonna be?
Oh damn, we're gonna put it on the spot. I
On the
don't know.
spot. What are we thinking?
I don't know. The naysayers is pretty good. Oh wait, it's nay like that. Yes.
Naysayers drift.
Ah.
That's just the horse
Oh my!
emoji.
Yeah.
I just saw a picture of their on the Evergreen page of them.
Yes.
The yellow cars.
Yeah, these guys were killing it. Here, actually, there's a video right here.
Right, but you're going to be doing the paint work.
I got you.
Yeah.
I could paint them. I
Fuck
can paint them
yeah.
quick, and it's easier to paint a car than it is to wrap a car with liquid
Yes.
wrap. I don't have to stack anything.
Yes.
Obviously prepping it, but it's a drift car. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Exactly. And
They've
then
got 2 Mustangs in there. They should all have Mustangs.
to
You
be
know, they got the horse thing
pony.
going, yeah.
For sure, dude. Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Beamer. I ain't getting rid of the BMW. So
Yeah,
we'll just do
no,
same color
no,
no
it
matter
doesn't
what
matter.
your car is.
Yeah, exactly. Just same color, and then so like I know, like I remember like watching these like old videos. Actually, like, I think they said the same thing too. I think like everyone who like has a team, like they always say like you just like you pick a color, but like also like make sure it's also in a rattle can. Like make sure you can buy
True.
that rattle can. And I think they do it too, where like the yellow that they have, it's a specific yellow that like
Krylon
Rust-Oleum-
yellow.
Cat yellow.
Yeah, and so like they're like, hey, like you bang up a little bit, like they like go to the pits and they're just like, tsk, tsk, good to go, and you can't even tell. And I'm
I
like,
mean-
I'm watching in the video and I'm like, yo, this is
Looks clean.
wild, dude.
Hey, it's just
too
like
good.
CarMax. 5 feet away, no defect, bro. Looks good. Just hit it there.
that CarMax detail work. Damn. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm down too. So and I think
You give me a month and a half before my barn is done, and I'll
Fuck.
have a spot to at least paint a car.
yeah.
You got
Dude.
plenty of time. We're talking about a 5-year plan here.
I mean, who knows? I
Month
mean,
and a half.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the more and more I talk about it, I'm like, damn, this could be way sooner than I'm talking about. Like, I could be, but
This summer,
yeah.
live.
Let's go.
What's the drift team name? Go.
Let's go.
Sometimes on the spot, you come up with something random.
Yeah,
Could work.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Making a name is really hard. We did like the same thing for the podcast. Like when we were coming up with the name, like we kind of wanted to just it to be like possible to like be kind of car related, but also like not. So we were like leaving it running and like it could be a lot of things. I mean, like, but it also kind of fit into cars too. So like I don't know. It's hard coming up with names.
That and every time we searched anything else, someone had already used it.
Yeah. We tried to
That's the hard part, too.
AI generate a name.
I mean, that's smart. I didn't do that.
It didn't work.
No,
It-
all right.
AI couldn't help us with what we wanted. But
What would the colors be? Bright and obnoxious, or dark and like
I think
mysterious?
I think what I've realized from like looking at cars on Marketplace so much is that I don't like blue.
That's my E46 right now.
Is it?
I would change it.
Okay, fuck.
Pretty easy to change it.
Yeah,
Let's
but,
go
like,
for-
and it depends.
let's
Like
go
I
for,
saw a blue Fox body and I loved it, but everything else I've seen that's in blue, I'm just like, as long as it's not like a dark blue. I think
Does
I
it
do
need
like
to be
lighter.
a solid color, or can we like do some sort of graphic?
I think we should like. I guess it kind of gets based off of Rust-Oleum, right?
What colors does Rust-Oleum offer?
Yeah.
Well, do they offer the colors to make the old '90s like foam Dixie cup fucking squiggle thing?
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the,
Just
Oh,
if
was
you
it
just
from
paint
Jerry?
if you just paint
That's
Yeah,
cup symbol, like
yes.
that blue, like the teal.
yeah, he has it, but like that was a legit just cup back in the day that you could buy
Yeah.
at like a dollar store.
But yeah, you're right. It's like the
So
the
we just
fuck
spray
Jerry.
paint the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
car
yeah.
white,
Yeah.
and then you get those colors, and you just spray paint a bunch of zigzags on it, and you've got like
just make it look ratchet. Just like
Yeah, I was gonna
But it
say
looks
it's
like
gonna look
ratchet
fucking
drift. And we're
terrible.
just like, yeah, we just create a custom design, smash into each other, and then
Yeah,
redo
That's
it
like
again.
That's
I
gonna
mean, you
that's
know.
gonna be 100% of people being like, well, what is it? We're like, that cup.
No,
and
no.
they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
cup. And
It'll
they're
be
like,
way
well,
more-
no. Like, so like it's like not like any
It'll
cup.
be way more recognizable than that.
This
You're-
is-
you're-
This is Johnny taking out the dent in my car when he smashed
Oh,
it. But that's
my
the
God.
blue on it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's-
that's not really blue to me. That's like a gunmetal
dude.
blue gray. Like, that's sick.
There.
like that would be easy to make with spray paint.
Oh, I see what. Yeah. I know exactly what
Dude,
you're
the
talking about.
neon. Fuck yeah.
Do you like that interior one?
Dude,
So the funny part is
interior neon.
the funny part about that is the they were supposed to be on the sides. I spent like, I don't know, 2-3 hours just making sure it was clean.
Yeah.
Before the night before the event, I was like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be cool because I'm spending the night. You get to have lights and everything.
That would be
Yeah.
easy with spray paint.
Bro, let's not call that easy.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
that's gonna
literally
be.
a zigzag.
Now, I mean, look, if it works, I don't care. That's fun. That's cool. Like people, and like everybody knows what that is as long as
Yeah.
we nail it.
No,
Maybe
you
we
don't
just
have to nail
get
it. You just
the
get close
print.
enough with those colors.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, like what you're about to say is that like the liveries are like put on with stickers. It's like a graphic thing, and like, but
You just paint
So
the whole car
talk
white,
to
throw
David.
that graphic on there.
yeah, honestly, that's a good idea.
Talk to
Like,
David.
talk to Dave. Yeah, shout out Dave. Gonna need you. But yeah, our buddy David Hagerman. I don't know if you know, but he's for like his entire life, his whole career has been just graphic designs, like doing like big prints for like big companies and
banners,
stuff.
stickers.
Yeah. So he would be our ace in the hole if he was able to do the undertaking for us, doing like a little livery. But because like honestly, like it would be easier to just like print that out
Yeah.
and put that on the side, stick them on, but you just go white. And then of course like everything has white in it, but so that's a viable option. It's a viable option. Well, first I feel like we have to get the crew. I feel like I think I'm sitting in front of the first two members. Let's go, Adrian.
Here we go.
I need to buy a race car.
Yeah, me
I haven't
too.
bought
Me
like
too.
an
It's
actual
all
It
good.
doesn't have to be a race car. Sub 200
Yeah.
car.
Sub
race
200.
car.
Yeah, a dedicated car.
I'll get
for-
another Volvo 240.
Yeah, it's fine.
That'd be badass.
Yeah, it would be badass, but also very unreliable.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
That is a
I
reliable 120 horsepower.
I don't know if anybody like really puts that 120 horsepower down like they drift it. I think that you might need to just.
You're gonna be kicking the clutch a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And
Come
it also
on.
like when you do have a team, it is like good to like match horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to
but-
drag you all down to my level.
Ooh, no.
No,
Come
no,
to
no,
the
no. You
E46s.
gotta come up to a fun level.
200 horsepower.
Yeah, 200 horsepower
If
is
that.
perfect.
If that's, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
They say it's 207.
All right, well, you know
Or
what's a
180.
really common
Yeah.
It's
swap?
180.
Yeah. Really common swap is a 5.0 swap in those cars.
Which is probably a headache.
It's straightforward, been done. Carburetor.
I
You say
mean,
it so casually. You're like,
yeah.
can I just, put the 5.0 in it?
Yeah.
I was this
easy.
close to buying a 5.0 for mine,
Yeah.
and then they dropped it.
Yeah, the
Literally
5.0
dropped the engine,
Yeah.
so that didn't go through.
Yeah, the T5 trans, which is like the one that comes on like on all of those, also sucks.
You gotta find
Yeah,
it,
like
too.
For 200 horsepower, it'll hold up.
I don't know.
There's a T56 that
T56
with
freaking expensive.
that, right. That's what I
Yeah,
was-
but there's two T50. Like there's one that there's the Chevy one that everybody knows, but there's also the T56 is another Ford transmission, and I believe it was a Cobra.
Yeah,
I think.
because the T5
Terminator.
came with the 302s, and by some miracle, they fit right through the factory
Yeah.
transmission tunnel and
Yeah.
hole on the Volvo 240. So
Yeah.
it's a very common swap as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 5.0
Well, hey.
with a T5 and a Volvo 240.
I'm down for whatever you want to do. Let's go.
just need a name
Yeah.
and a logo.
I don't know,
Yeah.
honestly,
Something
a
across that
BMW
banner.
Yeah,
E36 would be E36 or E46 would just be the easiest to go. Those
Yeah.
240s are too freaking expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Or new edge Mustang.
We just need seat harness. Good to go.
I just have seatbelts. I have no harness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say you don't necessarily. It's really the main part is the seat.
I was just
You
gonna
know,
take a
getting,
belt.
Getting,
That
'cause
makes,
I never had
tie it
a
around my
huge
torso.
difference. Yikes.
Yikes, dude. Golly.
Well, no, the 3-point gives you too much side-to-side slop, so I'm just gonna strap myself in. And
Yeah,
You just don't wanna
It's
do-
a 4-point for sure. It's like the minimum for that shit.
Johnny was telling me that you got to have, if you're going to do a harness, it's got to be a proper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw something where it like pulls down on your spine if you have it like improperly installed.
you have to have
and like
the
you get in an
harness
accident,
bar.
it compresses your spine and like
Yep.
it'll like do long-term damage to you. I was like, I did not know that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Bucket seats and harnesses are more dangerous than like a 3-point and regular car seat if you don't have all the supporting infrastructure around it.
Yeah.
Roll cage,
Yeah.
harness.
Well, I mean, you
bar.
don't even need like a roll cage. Really, it's just like having the seat, having a proper 4-point harness,
Yeah.
and
Well, the other thing
or
is,
even 5-point, but then having the harness.
You really
bar.
want a neck brace if you're using one of those harnesses because it holds you so much tighter. All of that is in movements in your neck. now.
Bro, you ain't drifting with no neck brace on. We're
No.
gonna be all right.
200 horsepower.
How long we gonna live? How long are we gonna live?
No, I'm just talking about like if you get in a serious crash,
Yeah.
like it's more dangerous almost with a harness and
Yeah.
no neck brace, and it is just in your 3-point that lets you move a little and lets the rest of your body
Mhm.
suck up some of the impact.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much different driving is with a seat.
Oh yeah.
How more planted you feel.
Yeah.
I
That
know the
changed the
opposite
entire feeling.
spectrum, the opposite end of that spectrum, very well.
Yeah.
That
How
the bench
shitty
seat.
it is.
That bench
Yeah.
seat, like I go around a left-hand turn and either the window's down and I've got an arm hooked on the door, or I'm just like not going that fast because I will end up in the passenger seat.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I was driving, I never had a seat. I just had like this stock seat, and I would, like in the middle of drifting, like I would like get out of a corner and like just be straight for like a second, and I would be like, fuck.
Yep.
Just reposition. I'm like, okay, push myself back, and then just
Yep.
huh.
It's wild though.
Yeah,
That was like the
wild.
first 2 upgrades I did was a seat and a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Because thankfully Johnny was like pushing me. He's like, dude, just get a seat and a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. I went for like, I didn't really have much upgrades other than like putting turbos back on my, like buying exhaust manifolds for the SR and like welding my turbo
Putting
basically
that
to the
tuner
damn
on there so you could limp through inspection.
Well, yeah, that was whatever, but as far as like actual upgrades, and like it already had coils, but like really nothing else. I was just like focusing like the little bit of money I had on tires, buying more wheels, and then buying the events. That
Seat
was
time.
it. Seat time.
Seat
Yeah.
time's the
And
best.
in my shittiest seat. Yeah.
Still counts.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. Well, that's sick. I'm excited. 'Cause I think Doug's gonna be in too, but he's military reserve, so like I don't know how he feels about like being dedicated into a group. But I'm trying to get him to drift his S14.
Well, he
'Cause
wants,
he wants
to
the
drift it, too.
S13. Well, I mean, he wants to sell it, but like as we were talking to him, he was like, "Oh, maybe I will. He was like, maybe I could just use that as a drift car." Because he's got an S14, it's got a KA, and he took it all apart. With big mistake, but took it all apart. Opened it all up and like did a little bit of head work and like new pistons. I think he said, I forget honestly, but it's totally refreshed. It's got a Nismo tune from Sleeper Tuning in Delaware, and it's a hooked up, ready to go car. And you know, it just got to like typical rust and the underneath the back seat floor, quarter panels. So like just need some overs, a little patch job, good to go. You know, it's got coils, things ready. I'm like, dude, drift it, you know. And he's got an S13 that he's putting, has a 1J, but he's doing a bunch of like big single stuff to it. So cool shit.
I'm down because I want people to drive with.
Yeah, that's the fun thing. Like
it's
you were
more
saying.
encouraging.
Yeah.
And then nothing better. Like the last time I went up with Johnny, we were up. There was like 6 of us on the highway.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Squad
like,
deep.
Yeah, squad deep, mobbing down.
Yeah.
And it's funny when I pull up in my truck too because it's wrapped in my business.
Yeah.
And like one dude was like, "I thought you were like sponsoring them for a second." I was like, "No, just myself."
Yeah.
But
Sponsored by me.
I was
Yeah,
like
with free
pulling it down the
advertisement.
street, my drift car on the trailer.
Yeah.
But hey, by the way, if you
6
need your
more
trash
people?
cans cleaned,
Yeah.
That's the tough part, though. It's like I'm 2.5 hours away from home. They're like, "You service up here?" I'm like, "No, not
dude.
even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. It's not happening."
Yeah. I know that does suck, but like how far away it is like for Delaware, you know. But,
it's
I mean,
still
we did it,
kinda
and
far
like
here.
Julian still does it too. Like I don't know if you know Julian Concha, but like he's the one. Like he's still been doing it. Like he just hit. I'm gonna break the news. Just dude hit A class for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's got a full cage, and so like he's been doing it for like since we were all doing it. Like him and I were the last two. I remember like the last event that we went to. Like all of our friends just kind of gave up. Like either like took their cars apart and never put them back together, you know, typical. Or they were just like, I'm just not going to waste the money. And they were like, I want to, but like, I just can't reason with it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's why I
Yeah.
stopped for the time
Yeah.
being.
And
Be
Julian
at the
maybe,
house,
yeah. And he maybe stopped for like, like maybe it was like a couple years, but like was like at least hitting an event or two a year. And they just kind of kept doing it and kept doing it. Started making a little more money, and then just kind of went like full head first back into it. And like we didn't even know like he was going this hard. And like I see him out there, I'm like, yo, I didn't know you were going.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I would have came and spectated. And we went out to an event last year, and I'm watching him drift, and like, you know, he was in B class at the time. He was doing really good, and like the track was like different. There was so much like nostalgia coming back, and I was like, bro, I gotta get back to this. But I'm like, it's just too expensive. And then I just keep getting people on the podcast, and I was like, fuck,
It's gonna happen.
we're doing this.
I mean, I think 2022 was the year that I did I think I went 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
Because the year before I only went twice, and I was like, I got to go more.
Yeah.
I was like, Johnny, if you go, I'll go.
Yeah.
If I got someone to drive with, I'll go.
Yeah. But like
No,
to go by
I-
yourself is tough. You know, that's what Julian's
But
doing.
I
He's
tried
by
to bring
himself.
a friend or something.
Yeah.
I brought
I
my
think they-
girlfriend once, and
Not a fan.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's all right. She's a good sport.
Yeah.
She gets a little scared. Like, I'm getting right up next to people, and like, see, when Johnny took me there, you know, they mark on your windshield.
Right.
Are you Group A or I think they did like A, B, C. Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't
A,
know.
B, and
like,
C, yeah.
A is like you can go wherever you want, do whatever.
Yeah.
B, and the guy inspected me. We got there late, of course. And Johnny's like, Rumble. He's like, he'll inspect your cars. He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Puts me in the A, and I'm like,
Oh shit.
I'm like, all right. So now I'm in the party line with like 7 people.
Oh shit.
Johnny's not in the party line. He's 2 lanes over. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, partying, I guess. Going. Hot lap, going. So like nothing to put more pressure on you than just being in the middle of that like
Yeah.
cluster and like don't screw up. But like
Yeah.
so fun. And
Yeah. Learning by
I
fire.
want to go. Yeah, pretty much. That's what
I'm
happened.
in
Johnny's
the
like, yeah, it'll be
party
fine. He'll inspect you, dude. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, we've seen
That's
you drive a couple times.
hilarious.
You'll be all right. All right.
Okay.
Great. Let me just go with this 500 horsepower Corvette next to me, or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the case was.
Yeah.
It was intense, but
That's wild.
I want to
dude.
go again. I'm feeding
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I feel like they've. I think I have heard that they've changed a lot of those
Mm-hmm.
regulations because like it was a very new event. There was like way more than they expected, and they've started to kind of like reel it all in.
Yeah,
you know,
and like
a little
new
bit.
people coming in thought that they were
gonna be able to do whatever
in
they
A,
want.
and then they would be spinning out.
Yeah.
So then they made a rule where it's like, okay, if you want to be up in B or A, we need to watch you do 3 laps. You can't spin out. We have to see you control the car. Make sure you can make it through the track before
Yeah.
we move you up.
Yeah.
Which was the right decision because you got a ton of different people with different
Yeah.
skill sets and like
Different
people that have
car
been there,
setups.
different car setups. Like
Mhm.
it gave the people that were just starting there a chance to go by themselves and like learn their
Yeah.
car. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And Club
But-
Loose has just been doing it a lot longer, I think, than Evergreen has. But they've got a really good system down packed. I mean, there's guys on grid, and like pretty much like if you want to get bumped, you have to be in backtrack. Like you have to just drive backtrack because those are the guys who are watching. Like if you're driving the front track with the bank, it's more high speed, it's more fun. You're closer to the stands, your friends can see you. But like no one's paying attention to those runs out there. Like they're gonna bump you from backtrack is like always the rule. So so just like little things like that where like they're just like they're able to like really like when you get bumped up, it's like it's you know it means a lot to those guys, you know, because they're like
100%.
damn,
Which,
like this has been tough.
Which track had the
Improving.
drift school?
They both do. So Evergreen has a drift school and Englishtown.
We could
So East
rent
Coast drift. Yeah.
the track out at Evergreen if we really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
with
not that
some
expensive.
cash. Yeah, we looked it up. I mean, for a few
I think it's
hours.
$500 or something. Maybe even
I thought
less.
we looked
350. I don't know.
look
It might
up.
be on their site right now, but like if you
Yeah.
get a bunch of people that want to go, you
Oh,
can
you're
spend
talking
the
about
whole day
renting
up
the
there.
whole track.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
just
not talking about the. We looked up the drift school prices. He's talking
Yeah.
about renting the track.
I'm talking just renting the track
Yeah.
at Evergreen. They will let you rent the track.
It's just like a private day.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
I was like, so if we get 4 or 5 people run hot laps all day with our fun
Yeah.
seat time cars,
yeah,
I'm down.
especially like a place that's like Evergreen, where like
The track there, I love their setup there.
yeah, it's
like,
it's simple.
It's have you seen recently they've upgraded their oval track? So it used to just
oh
be
yeah. So they have
it used to be one around the flagpole. Now they've got 2 little
Yeah.
dips. So cool.
yeah.
And they I mean, I know it's, kind of expensive. It's like I think 85 to drive, 15 for a spectator.
I mean that's not expensive at all, dude.
But they
for-
take the money and they put it into the track. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
worth it.
dude Club Loose to drive Club Loose like for 2 days like $265.
Ooh, okay, that is expensive.
Yeah, but I mean it's 2 days, and if it's like a 1 day, I think it's like 140 or 150. But we can look it up honestly.
Yeah, see if
So
maybe schedule. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's just like their schedule of events.
come party with us. Media, rulebook, contact, the swamp. I don't know what the swamp is.
Maybe it was on their Facebook page.
Like home.
That's.
I actually
where we
bought a
were.
car off of Dave Roberts.
That the guy who runs it.
Yeah, like this was like in 2020 or something. It was
That's
like
Nuri.
ready to go drift car. The
That's
kid,
funny.
same kid that money shifted the other one. He had
Yeah, I'm
that-
pretty sure that's Nuri. It's on the website.
So the swamp is just a
I
photo
review
album.
the album, which is fun. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go
Oh,
about.
that's where I saw the picture.
Oh
He
yeah.
shared it for the next event
Yeah.
in June.
Pricing.
Haha.
And by the way, this dude always has cars, always has E46s and E36s. Like he's looking for them, like the sub $3,000 ones. He'll do basic stuff to them and then try to get it to somebody who wants more seat time. Or
Yeah.
who wants a car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll send him over
Cash
to you.
only. So nothing in there about renting the whole track, but
But I'm sure you can, because I mean, you can do private days for sure at Club Loose as well, in Englishtown. But yeah, man, like pretty cool track. And then I think they had like that little L here too.
Yeah.
A little loop at the bottom, and just come
That
back.
L, fun. Like you come out, kind of mond your way down to the other side, go
Yeah.
around the cone. Every time I come around that wide turn right here, I try to 360 my car because I can just huck it the right way, and I just let go of the
Just
wheel,
feel
and
it.
it's like spins. It's like effortless.
That's sick.
And
Dude.
there's a picture of them, adding that little loop there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to rent out a day and
Hell
just
yeah.
have 4 or 5 of us just
Dude.
hot lapping
So
around,
sick.
ripping.
figure out the car, figure out the
Yeah,
track.
that's like what I always said. Like when I got back, like I mean, like I was doing really well when I was there, like at Club Loose the first time.
Mhm.
It's still C class, but like I was doing pretty good about just getting around the track. So like I just feel like if I got back, like I would just want to like kind
ride the
of
bike.
just kind of like take it. Do some warm up stuff, and
Yeah,
I have a brand new car. It's like totally
Full send it
different.
into the wall.
Yeah,
It's a
Well,
fun way to
that's-
start your private day.
yeah, that's my favorite thing with Club Loose is like that big entry on the front track is like where you can be in like third gear, like
Oh wow.
70, 80 miles an hour and just rip the e-brake and then just send it into that first corner. And it's like it's a tight corner that like gets bigger as you go. So like you're really wanting to like kind of angle it right as you're coming up. Like kind of like almost like, because because the straight almost has like an apex to it, so you kind of want to like come into it, like kind of hit that like little apex portion, or like you just kind of like send yourself into the corner and like kind of make that hairpin like larger, like using the whole track. It's it's tough, it's hard, but like
I mean,
fun.
I'd be down to go.
Yeah,
somewhere else other than Evergreen too. If we follow through with this.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'm definitely going to. I'm like if it's not today, it's tomorrow. Is the attitude. Like I'm down, dude. I'm so down. We'll just get some more people going and get some cars.
I think if we set the example, us three.
Yeah.
Just each one of us get a car.
Yeah.
Right?
If you build it, they will follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah. That's sick, bro.
They'll want a match. They'll be like, well, I want a blue car too.
Yeah, it's like, can we be in the group? We also should probably make sure we know how to drive.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we look all great, and you just look like a train wreck out there.
Just bang.
Yeah, maybe we don't want to drive with these guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can just be the train wrecks.
The train wrecks.
Yeah. Good old naysayers. Pretty cool.
Off the rails.
Off the rails. Yeah, those guys are pretty cool. But so yeah, man, if you guys aren't busy, East Coast
Always
Bash,
busy, but I'll make
20,
time.
yeah, the 26th, 25th, 26th, I think. East Coast Bash. Let's pull that up. I didn't get to. That's what I was gonna do. I don't know what their website is, but I guess probably Raceway Park. Where is it?
Probably just search East Coast Bash. It'll probably come up.
That's a fair point. I guess what the website would be Club Loose. As a matter of fact. Why is this happening every time? Come on.
For one day, though.
Oh.
Remember my decision.
You can find me. East Coast Bash. Woohoo. Yeah, dude. So yeah, so you can get there Friday, but yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, so I have a helmet and like a little like kind of like a little like vlogger kit. I'm gonna be like doing some like videos and stuff, and hopefully I can like set up some ride-alongs with anybody, because like Club Loose is also like far more like rules oriented now. They've been doing it for so long, they've really had to tighten it up. So like A class, especially like for ride-alongs, you have to have a cage, you have to have the seat, and like a seat that's certified for the passenger. Yeah, where like I feel like before it was just like, hey, if you're A class, you're fine, and then like
no outside alcohol.
Yeah,
interesting. If you try and sneak extra vehicles in after dark.
Yeah,
they had to add that one in
That's
there.
a thing, apparently.
Well, because like the pits just get filled up. That's what they're talking about. So like just in the sense that like if you're there, you can only have your truck and trailer with you the whole time. So like a lot of people like they want to have their car in there because it has like the cooler and it has all of their stuff. And so like then after the racing's done, like they'll try to go get their car and bring it into the pits. But then like the pits just get overfilled. There's not enough room for everybody.
Same thing at Evergreen too. It gets tight very quickly.
Yeah.
Especially when everyone's got a trailer, a truck, whatever the case is.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be sick. East Coast Bash, bro. What if they have
Wait, go back up.
Oop.
Camping. I thought it said camming, like had to do with cameras or something.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, and like you can sign up as like being like a media person and like getting on track, and like you can do ride-alongs too. But like I don't know if I want to do all that. I'm good. Just kind of want to have fun.
265 though.
I know. Yeah, it had the pricing on there, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Yeah, 265. Yeah.
Spectator tickets are $20 for one day or $30 for the weekend.
Yeah.
But each group is limited to 40 drivers. How many groups are there?
3, A, B, and C.
So there's 120 drivers total.
Yep.
It's fast math.
It's good. This guy's good.
This guy's good. He knows what he's talking about.
This dude checks out. Well, cool, man. I think we've been doing this for a while. I don't know how much.